caused a little chaos in the ranks.
I see the chaos you caused in our in group chat. So yes.
That was absolutely the chaos I was referring to. So.
I was like, I don't know if that's the open chaos you were doing. I want the masters to do more than just that.
I mean, it's important to.
Hold yourself to a higher standard.
Yeah, you know, keep the chaos coming. It's all good.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me. I don't know why that reminded me of this, but I have to message GM Jordan, and because I have to drop out of the Blood Bowl League.
Yeah, I probably should too.
I was like, oh, that sounds really awesome. Like, I've loved Warhammer. Like, I've always had a lot of fun with it. I have a full, like...
Yeah.
So I played 40k, and I have probably, if I were to field everything, like 100,000 points for the model.
Oh, jeez.
A lot. So, I love my town. I love them, but mostly I just love the models. Like, I don't play the game anymore so much as I just build the models and go, look at the
Yeah.
which is fine. That's what I enjoy doing. But I also forgot that my kids on Bruce team that was running, we had to stop for a couple weeks because we had one of my players was like, hey, I had close contact with somebody who was tested positive for COVID, so I don't feel comfortable being around anybody. And I was like, okay, do you want us to lay it down? Do you want us to move home? Like, and that's a crappy situation. And you're like, I don't know if that's COVID.
Yeah.
And so we stopped for a while, and then we stopped 1 week just so that we could make the test results. And I have a D&D game that I'm running. And then yesterday I had Curse of Straw that I was playing in. And then Friday we do a board game night with my godson. Because he now can stay up till 9 p.m. He's like, we have to do stuff now, I can stay up late. I'm like, you're like late. But that being said, you know, I don't always think that 9 p.m.'s late.
Feels like late to me.
So, I was looking at your question, by the way, Joyce. I think both of those options kind of sound amazing, because having us just start with the processing and planning and figuring out what's happening would be fun. There is coffee in my mustache.
That's all right. I don't judge.
I get this. But like, also like, it'd be funny to just see like, as we're recording, moving up.
Oh yeah, I mean the possibility for like dealing with it right now would be hilarious. Certainly. Yeah.
I was like, super famous song in the middle of that.
Yeah. It probably didn't go that late, but you know. But it's definitely getting like past the time you would normally crash on a school night.
So, also I've decided that now, anytime I get into a fight with anybody, I'm just gonna tell you all that I got sidetracked. Thanks, Sean. I appreciate that.
You got sidetracked?
Yes, because that was exactly what he told Missy when she came in after our fight. She just walked in, she's like, what's happening? He's like, I got sidetracked. And it was the most beautiful thing I've seen in so long.
It's pretty was going to do love letters today, but then I got sidetracked making a TikTok. What does it mean? What does it mean? Ah!
Maybe stick to your day job there, Doris.
I can sing. I cannot sing that,
I'm quite sure you can.
but I cannot sing.
Like say like in the Odo song.
Oh, yeah. My bad.
Yeah, tell us you're sorry without telling us you're sorry. So many songs stuck in my head from that damn app. The worst part about having a TikTok song like as your earworm is it's not like you don't get the whole song. You get 15 seconds looping stuck in your head. Yeah. Oh, I know this one part. I had never. My wife and I had seen, or my wife and I are watching Doom Patrol, which, oh my god, that show. But like I've seen scenes from it. Like I haven't seen it, but I've seen scenes from it. Also, they're like your adult soulmates. They ride into battle in a spray painted school bus. It is pretty epically. Let's say there's some sad parallels. They're sad, not you guys. But it's but yeah, every so often I'll get like I feel like I've seen this episode, and then I'll get to that one scene. I'm like, oh, it's that one. Where the one guy with mental muscle powers accidentally makes the entire town orgasm simultaneously. Right, that's the one I've seen. It's a show, man. It is a show. To be fair, he was trying to go ahead.
Sorry, if I'm unmuted, how much of the game can you hear?
I mean, I hear somebody talking in the background, but that's about it.
Yeah, it's my roommate Mondo. There isn't a good spot on board. I don't know. Everybody says hi, Mondo.
I mean, it's not bad. I wouldn't necessarily leave the mic open, but it should be fine for talking and stuff.
There wasn't a good place out and about where I felt privacy from guests.
That's fair.
Our media, yes. Yeah, I'm working. My job is as a guest entertainer, so I'm currently somewhere between Cabo San Lucas, Sea Day today, Cabo was yesterday, and tomorrow is 4th of Ireland. So, and we had our show night last night. So, anyway, yeah, go ahead. I'm getting situated here. Sorry, I interrupted the flow there, and I'll be here.
It's all good.
I've been looking for a hype man. You need a job. I don't think that my wife is very happy about that.
Did any of you ever watch Batman Brave and the Bold? It's actually a wonderful show. It takes a little bit of getting used to, but you gotta start at the beginning. I made the mistake of starting in the middle, and that was a bad idea. It's extremely camp. Its goal, which was the goal of the original Brave and the Bold, it has a somewhat cold-blooded goal of let's make sure and get all these C-list intellectual properties into a show to renew the copyright or to renew the IP and make so Batman teams up with a lot of people that you haven't heard of before. Doom Patrol's one of them, stuff like that. And Doom Patrol kind of feels like that because they are pulling out every gonzo, weirdo character that DC has ever come up with or bought. One of the recurring characters in the show is a guy named Danny an entity named Danny the Street. Danny the Street is a street named Danny who can teleport anywhere on the planet. They are gender fluid, non-conforming, using they them pronouns, and they're like the home base for every person who feels like ousted and like they don't fit in anywhere else. Danny the Street is fantastic.
That's so weird, but so cool.
They talk in like they talk by like changing the signs on various windows and stuff, or newspapers will blow up into your face and it'll have like the message on the newspaper, or a banner will scroll out across the street, or all this other kind. It's fantastic. But one of the characters that is not one of the main characters, but is in there for 2 or 3 episodes, is this guy named Flex Mentallo, who they bought from they got the rights to. He's from like an ad for something. Like he was the kind of guy who was in ads for comics once upon a time. And he was a guy with mental powers, mysterious muscle magic or something like that. But basically, he could do a whole bunch of telekinetic and telepathic stuff. Hang on, we'll be back. Okay, so I got to finish this story, otherwise my brain will be circling around it. So, Flex Mentallo was this guy that was like in ads in comic books back in the day, and they had given him, in the same way that they gave the superhero who was in like the Twinkie commercials and stuff, like a stupid set of like incredibly overpowered abilities. Flex has telekinesis and like telepathy stuff, but he can only use it by flexing the muscles of his body. So flexing specific muscles activated specific stuff he could do. That was his thing. So he would strike. Basically, they got this guy to strike these bodybuilder poses, and then like walls would collapse, or he would telepathically contact somebody someplace. And they were like, "How are you doing that?" And he goes, "Mysterious muscle power, mysterious muscle magic." Like sort of duh, right? Anyway. There's a spot in the show where he has to teleport the real team into this null space where the bad guy is hiding out. And he strikes a pose and flexes a particular muscle on the back of his neck, but he gets it confused. And instead of doing the dimensional teleportation shifting thing, he causes everybody in about a 400-meter radius to orgasm simultaneously. It's an honest mistake. Honest mistake.
When you're dealing with superheroes with mind powers, I feel like everything could be an honest mistake if it only happens once.
But the scene they were at Danny the Street. They were at which I should explain to Mo, who wasn't there. But Danny the Street is a non gender fluid, non-binary street that can teleport around the world and is the host to people who don't fit in anywhere else. But they were on Danny the Street at the time, and the street was full of a bunch of people, and they basically got like 100 extras ranging from, I'm going to say, mid 70s to mid 80s down to like 20s, plus the main characters, to all go through, like, in the midst of walking around the street, simultaneous O's, and it is cinematic genius is what it is. So
For the record, Mitzi will probably never do that.
I'm not saying I'm just saying don't ever roll a 6.
You know how shitty my dice rolls, so.
Because he rolled this. I mean, he was like, I'm so sorry. Like, he's like, because Flex is from the 50s, so he was mortified. The fact that he had caused this to happen. Yeah. Anyway, it's good stuff. Good stuff.
I think we're live on audio.
Yeah, I know. I'm flipping to the thing here in a second. I didn't.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. This is the kind of stories that we get.
I just pulled up YouTube and it just like it was like it was a link. I was like, oh.
I had the reason for
It's
that.
just the usual pre-show banter. I mean,
Yeah.
nothing out of the ordinary.
There's nothing to see here.
We're all just super happy to be here. Where's it at? There it is. Yeah, I'm back. I close my door here. All right.
So I was trying to figure out if there was a way that I could just listen to you guys and mute your video, which might help my stream a little bit. But I don't know if there's a way to toggle that on my end. I have already experienced in the prelude that looks like I will occasionally drop out. If that happens again,
You'll be back.
I'll be back as fast as I can.
Sorry about that.
I'm not back way longer.
The only thing I could think of to do would be to
The fact that I'm joining you from the middle of the ocean is mind blowing because
Right?
yeah.
Technology is
My
cool,
first
man.
cruise, which was in 2013, the internet felt like I was using a 300 baud modem again. So this is amazing.
I don't know if it'll help at all, Perry, but I will dial everybody's camera. I will dial the video down to 720p. I don't know that it'll matter that much, and certainly it won't matter to the degree that I'm capturing it into YouTube, and that may lower the bandwidth. In the past, and honestly, it wasn't the not so very distant past, I've had to be on these kinds of games where there was no video because nobody could handle it. We shared the Roll20 thing, and I had to move the audio down to like one step north of a telephone call, like 16-bit audio, or what? Like if telephone was like 8, I was on like 16. So, and that was with 4 people who were all local and 1 person in Portland. There was absolutely no reason to need to do that, except that 3 of them were in the same household, and having all that audio and video going into one router that desperately needed to be replaced was apparently too much for that house. So anyway, that's beside the point. Welcome back, my lovely people, who I will definitely not subject to a scene from Doom Patrol, although I don't even necessarily recommend watching it. It is a thing. It has Alan Tudyk in it as the villain, so that's, I mean, Yeah, Alan Tudyk as Mr. Nobody and Brennan Fraser in a robot suit.
Yeah.
Those are the two well-known people. It's ironic because the two people that you're going to know, that you're going to name recognize most quickly outside of Timothy Dalton, you don't ever really get to see their face very clearly most of the time. But it's a good show. It's fun. Anyway, all right. What did we? So the question before the jury was, do we? When we last left our heroes, there were a number of shocking revelations. One or two, having to do with Perry, having to do with Caleb's mom, that sort of thing. And kind of what kind of shenanigans she's up to, what theoretically Dr. Infinity is up to, and by extension, what Perry's up to, although you wouldn't be able to tell that by asking Perry. So, the question is, do we start right from that, or do we jump to the next morning at school with all of you guys kind of blearily rubbing your eyes and still trying to process?
Well, I think if we do skip ahead, I think Sean wanted to do a scene that morning.
Can you move your mic a little bit closer? Well, sorry, I'm. So say what you just said again. Yeah.
Oh, Silas wanted to do, Sean wanted to do a scene when Silas picked up Mitzi. Oh my god, hold on. I just got a nail. Give me a second. Let me go clip this.
My audio's not. Somebody say something.
Hello?
There we go.
Can you hear me?
That's better. Yeah. I wasn't catching you guys' audio as well, so I want to make sure that I.
Hello.
It's better. Hey, we got video.
Hey, we can see you.
We have video. Anyway, so Mo had said that Silas, what now? Say again?
Silas wanted to pick up Mitzi from before school because he was going to talk to her about stuff.
I don't know. I think we were. I'm sorry. It's been a long week, and I'm trying to remember everything from last week.
Let's briefly. Perry had a memory wash or flood or something like that, and managed to put together that he had been responsible at some point in time during one of his time loops for creating Dr. Infinity, who has apparently been left to sort of enforce some guidelines, some parameters to keep things from spiraling out of control on every time loop while he figures out what's going on and tries to fix whatever is wrong. Yeah. And then more broadly, or in the other side of things, the realization that the dead don't experience the time flow the same way as everybody else. And then by extension, that means that Caleb's mom, being dead, is aware of all the time loops and is using that knowledge, foreknowledge, past knowledge, memory, something, to mess with your current timeline by virtue of looking back at previous loops and going, oh, they were heroic by saving this person and these people and doing this thing. I will remove those people from the timeline to thus reduce their opportunities to be heroic and thus drive them towards a failure point where they aren't what they hope to be. Also, all the people that she's thus far abducted are out somewhere, spiritually speaking, and can be somewhat reached by Mitzi, at least with a little bit of poking and prodding, kind of touched very briefly. And also by extension, probably the biggest get for your mom would be to do something on this scale, like this, on scale to the school, because apparently that's one of the big future things for you guys. Something. You're the people most at risk at this point are probably the people in the school. So
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's most. Is that most of what we were talking about? I think.
Yes.
I do remember that. I'm trying to remember what I
Basically,
was going
what
to talk to
happened,
Mitzi about.
it was like, hey,
Oh,
I
you
want
tried
to
to-
let you in on more of my life. I'm going to pick you up tomorrow, and we're going to talk before school. It
But
was like
that
whenever they were partying.
that might have been
Yeah.
after the house. Was that? Did you say that after the house stuff or after all the other stuff?
That was at, like, he was leaving the house.
Oh,
then-
right. Family stuff. Right.
Family stuff,
That's
yeah.
that's just my personal emotional baggage on top of all of this.
Yeah. I didn't know if you still wanted to
Like,
do that
the
after
icing on the cake.
that. or anything, so.
Yeah. Yeah, so that wasn't like necessarily.
No, I was saying if we're gonna skip ahead, I didn't know if Sean still wanted to do that scene or not. For the morning. That's just
Or had he forgotten about his personal emotional baggage?
probably, like
I was
like
gonna
he
say
forgot
the
to-
fight with
he got
Caleb, the fight
sidetracked.
with Caleb, and then all of that stuff. It'll probably come up. I feel like what would probably happen is Mitzi would be like, "Hey, did you still want to talk about this?" And he's like, "Oh yeah," because he's never really been one to put himself first. So
Oh, bud.
So you're thinking you're
he probably does pick Mitzi up to go to school. And unless Mitzi says something, it's probably a very quiet ride. Following everything that happened last night.
I think she will. She's like, "Hey, did you still want to talk?"
Yeah. I'm trying. Last night was a lot, and I'm sorry. I got like.
No, it was. Yeah,
But-
it was.
Just besides all of the wibbly wobbly, tommy wimey stuff, I never really learned how to like express my feelings, as you've probably seen, and I'm trying to get better about that. And because of the fact that I was never really brought up by a loving and caring family, I don't have a great first assumption about families. But so I'm sorry if any of that bled into how I spoke to your family, specifically your father, but it's easy to see that your family cares about you and that your father is a good man. And so I'm sorry if I offended you in any way, or your family, and I'm working on not letting my past influence my initial assumptions about people.
Real quick, I'm picturing this. He's telling her while they're driving to school, unless he pulled over and wanted to get out and talk. So it's like one of those-
I think that he would have. I think he would have said all this before he started up the motorcycle.
Oh, okay.
I think that he has at least a little bit of sense.
yeah.
I
And I think
mean, yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, I mean, I was confused because I didn't know like why y'all were starting to slowly get into an argument. I thought it was a decent night. I wasn't understanding like the tension."
Listen. I heard. I know you told me that that y'all might be leaving, and I just don't want to see that happen. I think that. And he pauses and he's like, I think that you belong here with us.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have any control though, so like.
That's kind of why I got mad at your dad, because I was trying to, in probably not the most healthy way, tell him to make you stay. And that probably wasn't the best time or place. And again, I'm sorry for that, but
And
I'm working on.
think he recognized that. At least I don't.
I'm
I don't
I'm
know.
sure that he didn't,
But he
which
likes you.
again goes back to me being bad at this. Well, that's good.
Yeah. he likes you. He
I like
know.
you.
And I
Yeah, sorry, that just
No.
kind of came out.
Silas
Um,
punches Transcendent repeatedly until his hands break, but this is the bravest thing I've seen him do.
And I think she's like, well, I mean, you came to
like
hang
I
out with
like
my
you. I
family.
know I like you a lot, and I don't want you to go. And that's the part I'm having a hard time with.
And I like you too. I don't want to go either. No, I don't. Um. Oh, what do we? And I think she's starting to like look at her nails, and she looks like she's about to pick them. Like she looks like she's.
He
He's like-
immediately grabs him. He picks up on this by now. Listen,
The
we're gonna
background-
figure this out.
I don't. You guys have you absolutely have a love theme song that plays whenever like something's about to happen. The
Yeah.
people who watch the show hate it because it usually means they're about to get like, in a viewership sense, cock blocked. In their
Right.
they're gonna get ship blocked. There's like a whole there's a whole forum that watches the show that there's some sort of joke about that the ship that blocks the canal and your relationship and how the ship is being jammed again. That goes on in the background with this. So but anyway, sorry. I have fan fiction for the people who watch the show. That's how my head works. Shut up.
So yeah.
But the music swells in the background. Just up.
So yeah, music swells as Silas kind of takes Missy's hands and is like, "Look, I don't know how this is gonna work, but we're gonna figure this out because I've never felt able to open up to anybody like I can with you before, and I need you to stay. And so whatever we need to do, we're gonna figure it out."
And I think she nods, and she's like looking up at him. She's like, "Okay."
Don't look at the stream right now.
I'm not. It's being blocked. And she's like, so she like inhales and like laughs, and she's like, so is this thing?
Do you wanna go out sometime? Like actually go out sometime?
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Okay. I'm really bad at this because I've kind of in the past been like, I don't know, bad at commitment, but you make me want to try, so I'm gonna try.
You'll be my first, so like I.
Andrew is all of us right now.
She's like, yeah, you'll. I first, whatever this is, like sorry in advance if I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm quite sure that I won't know either, but we'll figure it out.
Can I just say that I have never been more invested in a fictional relationship in my entire life? I'm more invested in this relationship than I am some real life relationships that I have.
I mean,
Fantastic.
Yeah. And she's like, okay, yeah, I guess. Are we a thing now?
I think that we are. I think that that's what that means.
Okay. I just want to make sure before, like, I don't even know who the hell to tell, but like,
Okay. Well, I guess I'll take you to school now.
yeah, and then she'll just give him a hug.
Okay. And
everybody
he
who watched
returns
show
the
is
hug,
like, "Oh!"
and Yeah, yeah.
She's
He's
not
very
gonna
much like,
initiate it. You know her far too well. She's not gonna do it.
yeah, and he's kind of like in this place where he's like, well, she said it's the first, so he wants to like take it slow and like not be forceful or whatever. So it's a hug for now, and they go to school.
It's
Yeah.
like the next scene I have planned.
Joyce, is it okay if I send a text message actually to, because I wanted to text Silas in the morning?
You should absolutely do that.
Okay.
That's
I
what
think-
happened. So it was like they were looking at each other like, should we do this? And then I get the text from Caleb, of course.
Caleb's the one. And I think while he looks at his phone, she actually checks his Xiao. It's like,
Yeah.
I have a boyfriend now, question mark, question mark, question mark, ellipsis.
Yes. So the text just says struggle bus before class.
All right.
You can look at the stream now.
Okay.
And this is one of those.
What am I missing?
Oh, you don't have the YouTube's up?
I have it. Well, I have it up on a different like monitor, but I have that monitor turned off because I don't like to see what's happening. Now I feel like I need to see.
You should just go and look. It's fine. It's harmless.
I love Perry's commentary in the chat. And also, this is one of those times where I wish we could add music onto the stream because this is absolutely the song that he's playing while we're driving to school.
I don't think I know this
Oh
one.
my god, that's ridiculous and amazing.
I don't think I know this song. I'll have to listen to it later because I will get distracted.
It's a good one.
I will get distracted by the music.
For everybody in the chat, go listen to that song.
You should do that.
Yeah, Joyce, you're
Joyce.
a little quiet
Yeah.
because your headphones are down here.
Whoa. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I went sideways. Okay. I'm just gonna keep flipping back to that tab every so often. The Now Kiss one, just every so often.
He's gonna have it open and ready.
Just ready to go.
Gonna pin that one. Also, I just had to say, I'm gonna over in the game thread. I don't know how I missed this before, but Frank put up a thing of old Perry making.
I saw that. That was so good.
God. Old Perry making Dr. Infinity. That is some top-notch work, sir. I don't know how I hadn't seen that. Yeah. I think I got distracted by the video of Perry's mom. Or the picture of Perry's Caleb's mom right after that. Anyway. Back to it. Struggle bus before school. We're never gonna get to school. It's never gonna happen.
What?
Nope.
Us have school? What is this?
Us get anything done in less than like an hour of game time. Like we spend like 4 hours like in a session, and 1 hour passes in the game because so much happens.
That's only sometimes true, but yeah, the last couple of sessions have been. It's certainly not the first time that I've had like 3 sessions all be one game. I think I managed to do like 7 or 8 in one time that was like. I had 3 that was one fight. But
That's insane.
that went on there was banter. Anyway, struggle bus, eh? Struggle bus. God, I feel like something should have come out of that, but man, oh man.
Can there be a comfort and support by chance?
There can absolutely be a comfort and support, for sure. I also kind of, I was looking at, hang on, let me look at no, that wasn't it. There was a thing with Silas's where it was pretty close. It was the,
Ask if you belong here type thing.
Well, tell them
But that's
how
more
awesome.
on me.
Tell them
than-
how awesome they are, and then add team to the pool. And then if they tell you that you're awesome in return, then you add another team to the pool. That's literally how it is. I mean, that's
Right.
you're awesome. Yeah, well, you're awesome. 2-team. And I kind of feel like there was a whole lot of you're awesome in there, but
Yeah.
I
And
mean, just
yeah.
a little.
I mean, there isn't really an addendum for you're awesome and eventually I want to make out. But
Right.
I'm throwing some team in. We're just going to call that
I
one
like
Lisa.
you. Have a cupcake.
If one of you
I
guys,
like you have a cupcake.
I like you have a cupcake. And then the last one is uncomfortable. But which way did the comfort and support go then?
I mean, I think that Silas was trying to do it for Mitzi.
And I thought
Without
Mitzi was
looking
trying
at
to
her
do it
sheet,
for
I'm gonna say she
Silas.
probably-
Oh, okay.
What's
Maybe it was a two-way.
Say it
Wait,
again.
comfort and support each other? Like, does that work?
You just have to both roll.
I mean, that's kind of the key to a healthy relationship. So
Yeah. Also, too, because she has a bull's heart with Silas.
Oh yeah.
I think anytime that they comfort and support one another, they get potential. Let me look at that.
Something like that.
which, as much as I hate to do it, especially now considering these events, you're gonna have to bring Wrecker in soon because she has the bull's heart.
Yeah, that is absolutely going to happen.
Yeah,
trying to
when you
figure-
comfort and support your love or rival, mark potential on a hit. When your love or rival comforts you and supports you, mark potential when they roll a hit. Oh, so I mark potential.
Whenever
It's not-
anybody
yeah.
hits.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Where are you guys overlapping? Oh, Art with. You guys overlap in Art? Is
Yeah.
that it?
And I think art's supposed to be after lunch.
Yeah, I'm just wondering where you guys overlap. No, that's fine. Okay. Is the Bull's Heart thing on your character sheet?
Yeah.
Where? But wait, oh, there it is. Add 1 to all rolls that target these two. In addition to the influence? Oh my god.
Right? And then I also have a mundane +1 as well, so
Are you saying you might
Yeah.
actually be good at this right now?
I might actually be good at this.
Amazing.
All right, so you
I was
do.
gonna say, +1 is like an all-time record for you on mundane.
I actually had a +2, I think, before
I see the
last
bull.
game.
I see the bull's heart. Where is it at on your like the actual bull's heart like description of the thing though?
It's on the bowl.
Oh, it's
So
on the.
like it,
You gonna make me
it's
get a
one of-
book out, man?
yeah, I mean, I have a PDF up, so
Yeah, that's fine. Bull's heart.
Second page, bottom right.
Yeah, you're the friend. When you comfort and support your love or rival, mark potential on a hit. When your love or rival comforts or supports you, you mark potential when they roll a hit. My God, that's a factory. I love it.
Yeah.
All right, give it a shot. So yeah,
Okay,
you should be
so-
adding. You should be adding 2 in addition to your. When you should have a +2 modifier in addition to the other one.
All right. Let's see. Oh,
That's disgusting. Watch it be a 6 anyway.
shut up.
7. I mean, it's a hit. You take what you get.
Yeah. So with that, I still mark potential,
You do mark potential, comfort and
and
support.
then they can mark potential, clear condition, or shift labels if they open up to you.
Which he
Which
absolutely
I
did.
think he did. Yeah. What you
Mark
want to do?
potential, clear a condition, or shift labels. What do you want to do there, Silas?
I think I'm gonna have you mark potential.
No, you mark potential.
You mark potential.
Oh, I should mark potential. Okay, I will take that. Absolutely. Although, oof, I kind of want to clear guilty now that I'm looking at that. I have that, so I'm gonna do
I
that.
actually was thinking you're gonna do that, but I was like, okay, yeah, potential.
I forgot I had that. That's why.
Yeah, it's
So,
kind of
yeah,
funny.
let me go ahead and-
The thing is, like, comfort and support is a great way to get potential to other people. Like, you can basically just role play with them and give them XP. It's fantastic. The problem is that people don't think about it until they're messed up, and then there's no they're like, I can't take potential right now. I need to like clear my conditions. I need to shift my labels or whatever. Silas, how are you feeling about doing it back the other way? Because you actually have Perfectly good.
A good mundane. That is part of the build. So I'm gonna go ahead and send it.
You don't. Go ahead. You go and do your thing.
That's another 7.
Oh my. See, the thing I like about this that reflects the reality of the scene is you're succeeding.
Very awkward, but it works.
But it works, but you guys are also clearly bad at it. Like,
yeah,
this is not like skillful, you know.
Yeah, you're clunky teenagers who don't know how to properly articulate their feelings.
But the effort is there and it's appreciated. All right, so Mitzi,
Also, I marked potential again.
Yes, you marked potential again.
And I leveled, so.
Way to go! Look at that. Also, Perry, can you hear us? Perry, can you hear me? I did take, for my last one, no powers and not nearly enough training, which allows me to pick up new gear, and that's what I'm going to use to do the wings. But also, it opens up the opportunity for Perry to make more gadgets for Silas in the future if he so chooses. So if you want to be my Lucius Fox, that is an option that we have a mechanic for now.
Yep. It basically lets him roll mundane for sort of any other stat if he wants to, by virtue of picking stuff up. So that's the thing. Yeah. You could absolutely do a Scott Pilgrim game using masks and like get the video game stuff in it. So now I'm immediately. Did I just blow your mind,
bro? I want that so bad,
Scott. But think about it, because you could actually just imagine Silas and Mitzi like sitting face to face on a motorcycle making out, and you just see little XPs floating up from her every time that like.
You just blew my mind with that. Yeah, I want that so bad.
You could absolutely, you could absolutely. My kids and I have talked about this multiple times, doing masks to do like the Scott Pilgrim universe.
Yeah.
Where like dimensional where people can rollerblade through dimensionals, do dimensional hopping by rollerblading through people's dreams. You know. No, your right. Dreams just have a really good connection to Walmart or whatever.
I decided to unlock 3 new flares.
To which what?
Unlock 3 new flares.
Oh,
nice.
That's pretty much all of them at that point, isn't it?
Hey, can you hear my dryer going?
No.
Okay, cool.
No. We are all good. I'm just trying really hard to get you to kiss somebody dangerous, man. I need you to get I need you to get another set of drives.
Well,
I'm working
here's
on it.
The thing. I'm working on it, but also like it's got to be in a moment where it's very clear that they're dangerous.
I mean, so that's what always dangerous. So I don't know if that's what you.
Which brings me to Wrecker, but first we'll get you on the struggle bus.
No.
I mean, the bonus to Wrecker is he's always dangerous. That's his secret, Captain.
Yeah.
He's always dangerous. And there's no better time for Wrecker to try to kiss you than right after you two have decided that you're dating. So,
oh my god.
If only NPCs could roll provoke. Anyway.
Joyce. You're pushing me.
Don't worry, it'll come at the end of a fight scene first.
All right, so struggle bus.
I got to get the violent homoerotic subtext in first, and then the potential kiss. There's a formula. There are rules.
There is.
You should know all this. You guys have been playing World Wide Wrestling. Anyway, all right, struggle bus.
This is true.
Speaking of subtext, did I get the? Wait, did I? Oh, let me back to the struggle bus. There, I loaded up in roll 22. All right, so, Andrew, I've called you all here.
Well, actually, I've just called Silas because before anything else happens, me and Silas need to have a chat because my nose is broken and I have a black eye going into school. We should probably have a conversation about what happened last night.
That's fair. Oh, so it was just Silas. Okay, so Mitzi, you're going into art.
I mean, Mitzi's welcome to join. Like, I just don't know that they're together, and I just know that me and Silas beat the hell out of each other and should probably have a conversation.
And you don't have a lot of time before Spanish class, so but you'll have to kind of squeeze it in there. So
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll pop
So-
in and see him.
All right.
Hey, bud.
Yeah.
How you
As-
holding up?
I didn't
As
get
you
to talk in your
walk-
class, yeah.
As you walk in the middle of your sentence, he throws a burrito at you in foil. It's a carne adobada burrito.
That's
Eggs.
amazing.
Bacon, red chili, pork, eggs, cheese. There's a coffee on the thing for you.
Caleb, this is the size of a small child.
Yeah, I don't understand. Is that a bad thing? Should you?
He gently sets it down and says, "Look, I'm sorry about last night. I was out of line, and the emotions were high, and I lost control."
You were out of line. I literally locked you inside my sanctuary, dude. Like,
Yeah, that wasn't
That's-
cool, but
no, I don't think anybody was in line in that situation. We were a bowl of spaghetti, and so we're good. Please don't punch me in the face anymore. Ow.
okay.
Like, he's gonna stand up.
And as they come in, Silas does the Lando Calrissian, where he like does this and then pulls him in for the hug. And,
Wait, hang on. Are you giving me a hug?
yeah,
That's legit one of my character goals.
he's in a real big mood. He's in a real good mood today. So, yeah.
All right, I'm gonna give you a real tight hug back. Like Caleb's like, he's like, okay, don't like. I don't know how that works in game, but like legitimately, that was one of the questions that it asked me in character creation. This was this exact situation.
you just
Amazing.
want a hug from somebody.
Just specifically Silas. That was it.
This one doesn't have that particular thing does not have a particular thing that happens if you get one of those goals. It's
Yeah.
just kind of a noteworthy piece.
It's
Where-
a big deal.
Yeah. I
Okay.
do like that whole Lando Calrissian Han Solo thing where like they go like this
Yep.
and they're both like, "Are you about to hit me?" And then the hug and
That's
like,
exactly what it is.
yeah, a little bit.
I
Of that.
flinch. I straight up like, oh god. Like,
So
I don't know what's going on. I was like, didn't I just ask you not to punch me in the face anymore?
It's a joke. It's from this old movie.
oh my god.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll have to check it out soon. Anyway, we better get to class, but enjoy the burrito.
Did we just
That's-
establish
I
in
guess-
canon that Caleb has never seen Star Wars? Because that's a whole episode right there that needs to
Yes,
happen.
we have.
Where we just trill it up.
Yep, Caleb has not seen Star Wars.
Once upon a time, when I was playing City of Heroes, me and one of the other players did a series of. We wrote This is a sad thing. We wrote fan fiction about our own characters in City of Heroes, but one of the series that we did was, without providing context, in the posts, we watched the whole Lord of the Rings trilogy over the course of about 13 posts, and the posts were just our commentary, our conversation back and forth while the movie was going. Everybody had to figure out what we were looking at that point in time to make us say those things. Like, we didn't tell.
That's so good.
But we legitimately wrote it live while we were watching the movies.
So somewhere in my Twitter feed is me live tweeting the Lord of the Rings trilogy, because when my wife and I got together, she had never seen the original Lord of the Rings trilogy, and so we watched all those, and I live tweeted her funny commentary. There were some good bits in there.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's a rabbit hole we can't afford to go down, but
Right?
how does
Are you-
like
Is
what
Silas gonna tell Caleb about them or not yet?
I think that he was gonna do this first, but that was absolutely gonna come up.
does it come up before the class though?
No, I think that as he's walking out, he just says, well, it's been good, Caleb. I'll see you later. I gotta go to class with my girlfriend.
As Silas says, girlfriend, I've given him the
45 tentacles come out of nowhere, just around you. Like, what? Just string you up like, stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
All the tentacles do thumbs up.
It's just
I-
yeah.
I
Yeah.
straight up yell yes as loud as humanly possible, and I'm like, yes. All right, I'm gonna go to class.
All right, you go to class.
I'm way too excited about this. Like, no human being should be this excited about a relationship, but I'm like punching the air in excitement as I'm like running off to class.
That's fantastic. So, Silas, first class,
Yes.
0 class. You
Is it
walk in.
Spanish?
You're
It's
like a
fucking
minute.
Spanish.
You're like a minute late. If she had superpowers, Roberta Calloway would be causing you to take a powerful blow right now.
Mhm.
Because the teacher is explaining the rules of your group presentation as you're walking in and reminding everybody how that's supposed to go. And she is looking a rapid fire stream of daggers at you as you're walking in late. Not super late, but a little late for all that. Do you give her any facial expression back or anything?
I just kind of confusingly like, ¿Qué pasa?
We have a group presentation. You wanted to go first.
Oh, lo siento. Sí.
All right. Where? Hang on. I actually have a move for this.
Oh, good.
Aren't you glad?
I'm so glad. I'm so happy.
Hang on.
It beats me having to RP presenting on a language I don't know how to speak.
No,
So-
absolutely not.
Yep.
All right. Group projects. Oh, you're going to love this, actually. All right. So, you do have to tell me, like, what's the presentation supposed to be on?
I thought it was verb conjugation, if I remember correctly.
Verb conjugation?
Yeah.
No,
So
but the teacher wants you to do it in like some sort of context or something like that. So,
So I think that what we did, because I'm thinking back to when we used to have to do these projects in high school, I'm thinking that what we did is that we did it in the format of like a medicine commercial, where we're like talking back and forth and like having this what's supposedly casual but clearly scripted conversation, and like going through examples of all of the different conjugations of verbs in a casual conversation, using them as examples while like carrying on small talk. But the whole thing does feel very clunky because, like I said, it is obviously scripted. Can't hear you.
how about now?
There you go.
All right. I thought I accidentally muted it. You're going to love this, actually. It's plus mundane.
Amazing.
Isn't this
All
great?
right, let's
So you get up there,
send it.
and she's supposed to be like the clinician or something like that, or the other person, and you're doing your thing. So you've got your script. You do get to have a note card, but you don't get to have the whole script written out
Right,
as you're doing the thing, and you have to present to the Spanish class.
and that's a 9.
And that's a 9. Wait, it's a 9? It's a 9. It's a
Mhm.
9. Oh my god.
I think the mixed success would come from the fact that while he knows all the words, his pronunciation is still horrible, and like that southern accent still comes through very strongly, and it sounds like somebody who's lived in Texas their entire life, trying to speak Spanish. Just necesito por agua, por favor.
Oh my god, that
Um,
reminds me. In college, there was an older gentleman in my class. It was my Spanish class, the only one I took in college. And
Mhm.
he spoke Spanish really, really well, but like also he spoke with such a thick accent. It was beautiful.
It's amazing.
Okay. So on a 10 plus, you passed with flying colors. On the 7 to 9, you did all right, but you had to sacrifice something to make the cut. Are you ready? Choose one. I see. The thing I like about this is one of the things that the teacher is going to note, I think, is that she likes your conversational tone. She feels as though you've gotten not necessarily the pronunciation, but the right intonation and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been around some more conversational Spanish lately, or been observing that in the YouTube videos that I sent out, or?
Yes, I have a good friend whose family, I went over to their house a little while ago, and they are all fluent Spanish speakers and conversational Spanish speakers, I should say.
Oh, that's. I think that's what I'm picking up, because while you're picking up the tone, really not the official pronunciation for some of these words. As we established, this teacher is Spain Spanish, as
Right.
opposed to North American. What's that?
Castilian. That's the Spanish I taught in school. It's Castilian.
Castilian. Okay.
Castilian, yeah.
Interesting.
Castilian. Thank you.
Yeah.
And that's what hers would be? Is that the phrase for her type? Okay, Castilian.
Yeah, that's the type they teach in school is Castilian Spanish.
Okay. And so yeah, she it's very strange to me because my kids have got a little bit of that, and it makes my head hurt, some of the things the way they say it. You disappoint an adult. You sacrifice your social life. Give an NPC influence over you out of guilt. Okay.
I mean, we're gonna have to go with that for my future ex-wife.
Roberta.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think it hurts your academic standing. None of the other ones really necessarily track. But I think having Roberta get influence over you. Do you have a spot in your sheet where you're tracking people who have influence over you? Did you
I
do
don't,
that?
just the influence over spot. I didn't know there was a spot for that.
There isn't really. I'll show you what I've seen people do in the past that works pretty well. I'm going to switch over to the front sheet here under the influence. And what's her last name? Callaway.
Callaway. Yeah.
Yeah, I just put it down at the bottom of the influence list as like has influence over me kind of thing on your sheet. That way it's noted in there. But yeah, you clearly did not look at that script at all last night. Or even practice. Thank God for hanging out with your friend.
Right.
That's kind of what she grinds out under her breath.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. I've had a busy week. I'm sure that you understand as a valedictorian that sometimes things can get overwhelming.
She's counting under her breath.
Amazing.
All right. So, that's what I need. Caleb, Perry, I'm going to get to you soon. Sorry.
Yes.
I don't see your smiling face, so I keep forgetting. But Caleb, I've got you next on Madrigal Choir. So you walk into the classroom for zero session, already getting. What's the story for your face that you're planning on using here?
I hadn't thought that far ahead.
Of course. Good plan. I like that. Certainly in character.
Yeah, not even crossed my mind. I just walk into class. Oh yeah. Punk show? Mosh pit? I don't know. Like, that's literally how I'm gonna tell the choir director, is exactly like that. Just, I don't know, man. There was a show. It got rowdy. I woke up and my left and right side was swollen.
Interesting. So the first thing you notice, this is you kind of playing this out in your head just as you're walking in, and the only guy in there is, oh crap, where's the guy at? Madrigal Choir. I'll get a TikTok picture of him if nothing else. There we go. Beautiful. I'll just leave him open in the stream, so at least so Will knows. Am I a little quiet? Am I still quiet, Will?
You sound good to me.
All right, good to know. Those of you who are watching the stream at least get a picture of the Madrigal Choir teacher. Mr. Losheen, you are quite early because the room is empty. The room is empty. There's nobody else here.
I'm gonna just like look around. What time is it?
We gave everyone class off today because they have to perform for PEP later. No?
Cool. Can I just hang out here and eat my breakfast burrito and drink my coffee?
It will stunt your growth, but absolutely. Come on in.
Yes, because getting taller than 6'1" is such a yeah. I'm gonna sit down and just start stomping this burrito down.
How is everything, Mr. Losheen? Not to interrupt your meal. No, feel free to swallow and chew first. He's looking very pointedly at your face.
Oh, the punk show. Kids got rowdy.
Who is the punk? Oh, Mr. Losheen. Ah, I see. So,
I may have bitten off more than I can chew with that fight, not this burrito. This burrito's amazing.
Don't we all? Don't we all at times? I can remember my misspent and poorly spent youth as well, certainly. I don't know that I ever, well, no, I believe I even fetched myself a bruise or two about the face and neck and head at your age as a result of some disagreement or another.
I find that very hard to believe.
Well, I was usually not the answer. It may surprise you, Mr. Losheen, to know that my mouth could sometimes get me into a great deal of trouble.
I'm going to just stand up and walk over and just shake their hand and just be like, I'm glad I'm not the only one. Thank God. Oh, I'm going to sit down and just keep eating and just much more relaxed.
I don't mean to meddle, but aside from the bruising, you're also carrying quite a bit of baggage these days. Just below the eyes? Are you getting enough rest?
Oh, probably not. And I'm going to drink my coffee.
I see. Does that anything you want to talk about?
I mean, I'm super stoked. Two of my friends finally made a good decision for the both of them, and so I'm ecstatic for them. I'm so stoked. It's going to be great. I'm so happy for them. If either one of them hurts the other, I'm going to beat the crap out of the other one. So,
That seems like a fair trade.
Yeah, they both get the same thing.
It's
that's
good.
fair.
It's good to have good friends like that. I want do me a favor, if
Yes.
you would. He's angling for something, but there's also some key information here that you might have noticed. So, if you would, I would like you to pierce the mask on this on Mr.
Hey, I don't have a negative to that.
I mean, that's practically being good at it. For you. What is his name?
Right.
What is his name?
Felton. The TikToker's name is Felton. The teacher's name is Stevens.
Stevens. Yeah, I don't think I wrote him down
Yeah.
as the actual.
Okay. I'm rolling my Pierce the Mask with no modifiers, positive or negative. I'll take it.
Actually, you get a +1, but we'll look at the roll here in a second.
Hey, I got a 7, so I'm good. Happy with that.
You managed to squeak by. You get a +1 because you, unbeknownst to you, you have influence over this guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, Pierce the Mask. The thing that prompts you, because you have questions here that you can ask. So take a look at the Pierce the Mask move. You know, what are you really playing? What do you want me to do? What do you intend to do? How could I get you to? How could I get influence over you? That influence one's probably not relevant at this point. He's not looking. He's got books laid out on his desk. They're not music books, and you don't. The thing is, you're kind of Caleb. So you don't actually process that stuff on his desk until after you've gone back and sat back down at your desk and you're relaxed and you're munching again, and then you process what you saw on his desk and you kind of like half choke on your burrito a little bit because you like finally saw what you were looking at.
That tracks.
So the question that I want to ask isn't on there. It's like, what are you trying to ask me? Like, that's what I want to find out. Like, because he's clearly trying to get information from me. Like, what is the information that you want from me? So, like, I guess, what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
I think that's the closest to what I'm wanting. So let's go with that. What do you intend, or what do you want me to do? Is the question that I have.
I'm gonna pause that for a second while I show you what's on the desk. If I can find a good picture for it.
Is it just like a little 10-year-old girl with quantum physics, advanced calculus books, like walking down a street full of aliens? And that's my mom.
Let's go back over to the game chat in Discord, and I will post a picture of the image here.
Oh god. Oh god.
Oh, I hate that.
I hate that so much too. I don't.
Excuse me?
And again, you don't process that until you get back over and sit down, and then you're like, are you all right, Mr. Loshin?
Nope. Not anymore. Just having a good day.
What seems to be the... Oh. He kind of looks at you and glances down and...
Like, as he, like... Because I'm pretty sure I recognize, like... That's some eldritch stuff that, like... I probably would recognize that from dealings with my mom, like,
Sure.
and everything.
Yep.
I'm literally... There's just going to be a little psychic crab standing next to it, pointing at it. And just clap and be like... Just shrug. And I'd be like, yeah, that. What? Why? I don't... Man...
Extracurriculars?
What, can you move your mic again, Joyce?
Sorry. Extracurriculars? Question mark?
Why would you need extracurriculars?
No, well, outside of class.
Yeah, yeah, why do you have a book with some terrifying information in it?
Oh, I am well, I mean, this is Halcyon City. I doubt I'll shock you if I tell you that I have some other hobbies, some history. As I said, I've picked up a blow or two around the face once upon a time, having misadventures or just regular adventures. You look as though you have questions.
Yes. I don't know what those questions are, per se,
So,
but
what was the question that you were looking to get?
what do you want me to do?
What do you want me to do? Well, what he wants you to do is kind of... I have a confession to make, Mr. Loshin.
Okay,
Caleb, if you don't mind.
sure.
I've known you for quite some time.
Well, yeah, I've been going here for like 4 years.
I've been following your life, I suppose, for quite a long time. I was a friend of your father's, and before that, I sort of inherited him because before that I was a friend of your mother's. And when things started to develop with you, he asked me to keep an eye on you a little bit more closely than I have in the past. Because it seemed as though you were developing in a certain way that he didn't really have any information on, or skill with dealing with, and due to knowing your mother in the past, I did. And I agreed, and it turned out to be the last promise I ever made him, so I'm taking it quite seriously.
Okay.
I used to
That's
work.
a lot.
I used to work with your mother. You see, doing research, that sort of thing, in this area, this sort of thing, and he sort of gestures at the books and all that sort of thing.
Okay. Many, 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 many questions. I just know that stuff is terrifying, and it has to do with my mom, and she's terrifying. God, she's terrifying. Holy crap. But
Well,
what
I
is
should.
it?
She.
Are you going to try and tell me she's not terrifying?
No. I would like you to clarify. Have you been... I mean, your mother died when you were born, my dear
Yeah.
boy, and I'm very sorry for that. My question, it's rather an important one, is how would you know if she's terrifying or not?
Because I see her all the time?
Well, that's terribly concerning.
Correct. Yeah, I see her pretty consistently. And also apparently she's stalking my friends at the mall in a real form. Not even as like an incorporeal thing, but like...
I very much doubt that that's the case, Mr. Loshin. Not in her true form. Your mother...
Did you say not in her true form?
Well, you just said her true form. And
I said in a like a real form.
I would like to assure you that it's definitely not her, as you say, real form.
What is her real form? No,
That's a very complicated question, Mr. Loshin.
It's not. She's this terrifying being, or she's a person.
Your mother is one of the bravest, kindest, most self-sacrificing and devoted and dedicated and honestly intelligent and gifted women I ever had the luck to meet. And your father is triply blessed for having found her and then convinced her to marry him. The person you're dealing with is not any of those things. Including, I think, very technically your mother. He's not that either. Although I believe it's adopted the semblance of her due to a series of terribly unfortunate events that happened just as you were born.
Did Cthulhu take the form of my mom?
I mean, Cthulhu is a fiction, Mr. Loshin. Come on now.
I summoned
fiction by a terrible
tentacles.
racist bastard of a man. I mean, that's the...
Well, yes, I'm not saying it's a correct thing. I'm just saying I summon psychic tentacles and can drain the life out of people. I have a friend who literally travels through time. I have another friend who could probably end all of our existence with her brain. Like, don't... Did you ever see the movie Serenity?
And then
You
there's
know
me.
how River goes, hey, I can kill you with my brain. That's her. Oh, no. Don't even get me started. Silas... I don't say Silas, but I'm like, I have friends who have no powers and I still won't fight them anymore. Not a thing I want to do. I don't need this.
As you very bravely do not gesture your face as way of proof.
I know I do gesture at my face, probably. Like, just...
Never fight them again.
Yeah.
I can't get into particulars without being inside of a warded circle, Mr. Loshin. Certain of these creatures, it does not bear to speak of them in the open. Your mother made a very great sacrifice, and unfortunately she did not escape unscathed, or even die unscathed. And I was concerned that that would have repercussions in the future. I had no idea that it would have... None of us had any idea that it would have repercussions for you specifically, but unfortunately you, if what you're saying is true, which I have no reason to doubt, appear to have become something of the focus of this entity, possibly because of the consequences of what your mother did. Because of what she did, they're particularly focused on you, Mr. Loshin. And I'm very, very sorry for that. I am here to help you in whatever way I can, and explain whatever I can, and assure you that your mother was a good person, and the thing that you know is your mother, who probably in many ways, many unfortunate ways, still is your mother, is not either good or a person. But I can tell you about the good. And I can help you as much as I can with all the rest.
Cool.
I'm picturing you there, like holding the burrito, going, "Cool," just like burrito forgotten.
It sort of like falls part of it, like a little bit of like the filling falls out.
It's just like, yeah, it just falls up. Cool.
I realize this is a great lot to process. And
cool. Now that we're I'm gonna go to math class now because I'm a teenager, and I'm gonna walk away just like still just like mind blown.
I'll be here if you need anything, Mr. Loshin. Don't forget to work on your scales.
I'm gonna turn around and be like, am I gonna grow scales? Is that what's
No, I teach a music class. You're in it.
Oh, right. Got it.
Hey, so I had something that I was thinking about that I might want to try, and this might be something that doesn't work, and if it is, you can tell me.
No, yeah.
But with us knowing what we know about Caleb's mom, and knowing that her next target, or one of her next targets, is most likely going to be the school.
It's a very delicious target, if nothing else.
Yeah, can I use straight up creeping to like kind of go around the school and see if there's anything already going on that might be attached to her, and like, you know, kind of like do a little recon and figure out what her plan might be?
I am instantaneously going to say yes and then read the move because I love everything about that.
Because there's some answers, there's some questions I can ask that don't really work, and there's some that actually probably could. So yeah, I'll let you look through that.
What's happened here recently? What here?
I'm intrigued here by who or what here is not what they seem.
Indeed.
So,
I mean, honestly, whose place is this is a terrifying question at this point.
Right.
I like every single thing about this. Keep that in your pocket because I'm going to do that in a second, but I want to get to Perry because if the man's going to come in from the ocean, we should spend some time with him.
Of course.
I feel like
absolutely.
that's only fair. Perry, are you there? Come in, Perry.
Earth to Perry.
Ocean to Perry.
Ground control to Major Tongue.
The answer might be no.
Text. Check the game channel.
I'm still seeing significant packet loss, long dropouts. I'd like to prep move here that's GM heavy. Yes. All right, so we're gonna pause. We're gonna check this out here for a second. Finish with Caleb's vest. Oh, finishing with Caleb's vest. Oh, is he doing anything for Caleb's vest? Gotcha.
Yeah, he wrote that he was working on Caleb's vest up top.
I like Barry's thing here. I have a friend who literally travels through time, and another could end existence as we know it. And Silas is here too. That's terribly mean. But
Silas in this situation is 100% Brendan Lee Mulligan's character in their Kids on Brooms game, where he's like, if we're going to fight, I'm not going to use magic. I'm just going to kick the shit out of you. I fight adults in gas station parking lots.
I feel like didn't we have this conversation last game?
Yeah.
Too?
I feel like
we did, yeah.
It's all still accurate.
Yeah.
Okay. Probably as long as Perry's current reality awareness level. So what is the move? What is the move you want? Can you hear us at all? What's the move you want to undertake? And remember someone. Let's get over here to Perry's thing and remember, when you push yourself to remember the version of someone you used to know, mark a condition and roll plus your memories. On a hit, you connect who they are now to who they are in your version of the future and choose the role that they fulfill. All right. Cool. Oh, wrong keyboard. Whom do you try to remember? That's the question. Oh. I can't. Sean, can you shut off your camera and then turn it back on again for a sec?
Yeah. Just
like disconnect. Like there we go. I couldn't get you to refresh.
Weird.
Game. Caleb's mom. All right. That sounds awesome. All right, so you roll. Do you want me to roll? I'm going to type it in here, too, in case you can't hear us. Or you can, if you want. Sure. Wait. It is... Shoot. +3? +3. I think it starts at -1 and then it goes up from there. So, wait. -1, 0. Nope, sorry. Should be... I'm going to double check that real quick. Hang on one sec. Where is the Harbinger? Nomad, Harbinger. Roll plus memories. Your memory starts at -1 and go up by 1 to a maximum +2. So -1, 0, 1, 2. That's +2. It's okay. I got you. Double ones, though, dude. Well, even if you did the other one, it still wouldn't have made it. That's okay. That's okay. Rolling to remember Caleb's mom is always fraught with fun. On a hit, connect who they are now with who they are in your version of the future. Choose the role they fulfill. On 10 plus, ask a follow-up question. On a miss, they're not at all who you thought they would be. Okay, so did you think that they were going to be the traitor or the monster? On a miss, they're not at all who you thought they would be. The GM will choose their role or tell you that as far as you know, they don't exist in the future, in your future. In the reason for the loop, I guess, is how I tie that in. Perry's battling, but we're going to make it work. I want to make sure he can hear this before I answer. So that's the main thing. All right, somebody tell me when. I'm going to try to, I want to watch you guys, but let me know if Perry pings the game thing. I think he said he's migrating. God damn, I lost Silas's camera again. I don't know why I keep having trouble with that particular one. While Perry is relocating, Silas, I'm going to have you. So we've got Perry. He like just apparently the alarm went off. He ignored it. He's continuing to work. We see the alarm go off several times for school, and finally he grabs. What was he doing for Caleb's vest? Like making a cooler vest, 20% cooler.
He was just making a he was basically making it so that I actually had an armored vest, because he's like, no, you can't just put chains on the side of your vest. That's not what chainmail is.
He's making like a ballistic weave battle vest.
I love it.
Battle vest.
All right. So in the meantime, while Perry is relocating, we're gonna have Silas here with the straight up creeping, scoping out a person or place. No, yeah, straight up creeping. On 10 plus, ask 2. On a 7-9, ask 1. Go ahead and roll that mundane. I like how you're hitting all your mundane moves. Now it's like, hey, my mundane's up and I don't have any penalties. Go, go, go!
Yes!
That's a full hit.
That's, wow, we haven't seen one of those in a while.
Ooh.
I think it's been like...
I was like, please don't let me screw up.
I honestly feel like it's been like
I've been
2
waiting
sessions.
to use this move. I've never used this move before. I've been waiting to use this move for like 12 sessions. And I'm like, please don't fuck it up.
Yep. When you scope out a person or place roll, so you get to ask 2 as you're kind of creeping around, looking for weird shit like checking bars on the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looking for alchemy. Go ahead.
The first thing I'm going to ask is who or what here is not what they seem?
Wow. Okay. Okay.
And that might dictate what I pick for my second question.
All right. We're going to have to, hang on. I got to get to here. Move it. Now don't freak out. I'm just this is leftover. I haven't gotten her off of here yet. It's fine.
Pretty appropriate.
Yeah, I mean, sure, but we're going to load in. So you're kind of moving around and you hear somebody having a conversation that is immediately, let's say it immediately gets your attention.
Okay.
It just feels like, oh, that's definitely not the kind of thing you hear somebody saying around the school.
Right.
And oh crap, did I forget to save it? Okay, hang on. I got to get back out of the character pictures. Scroll. There he is. Lovely. There he is. So the conversation while the picture loads is, I told you not to call me here. Yeah, not when I'm out in the open. There are specific windows of operation where you're allowed to. No, everything is optimal. There hasn't been any continued activity in this area. I don't honestly think that anybody really knows that I don't think they've managed to narrow down that this is actually the location of any of the members of that team. No, of course not. Yes, I'm keeping. All right, don't tell me how to do my job, Jordan. There we go.
Is this the vice principal who we're pretty sure is a villain having this conversation?
Yeah.
God damn it.
So he is God, I keep losing Silas's camera. It's pissing me off. Okay. Yes, we haven't, and he's got like a phone up to his ear, little thing, and he's like, we are keeping an eye on everything. I am reporting consistently, and also I don't report to you. Yes, I know you were told to reach out, and I am honestly reporting directly to my director, who I believe outranks yours. So if you don't mind, let me do my job, both of them, properly. Yes. No. Oh. All right, that's just about as much as I need to hear today. If you'll excuse me, I have a pep rally to get ready for. Yes, thank you. And he clicks it off, and as he's dropping it back into the pocket of his jacket, you see the Aegis logo on the back of the phone.
I knew it. I fucking knew it. So that opens up two very interesting questions, which are what happened here recently and whose place is this?
Whose place is this? I like that.
I think we're gonna go with whose place is this.
Whose place is this?
Just
okay. With this in mind, keeping in mind, kind of what's going on here, we get sort of a montage of you sort of tracking the VP, who he has different conversations with. And it isn't even so much conversations, it's who he has conversation with. You know the TikTok thing about the two looks that women give each other?
Yep.
Yeah, he's got a couple of looks that are basically status check-ins for people. Okay? And he gives, there's a couple people where he talks to them, and then there's a few that he gives status check-in looks for. So who did you decide? Okay. First of all, the PE teacher, Mr. Kamanapali, absolutely, that's all looks. He is absolutely working with the VP. I gotta check this person. I can't remember. Oh, not her. Although I would love to have her be an Aegis agent as much as I would like that.
Oh, I get a bad feeling that this episode's gonna end with Silas doing some dumb shit.
So on the episode,
Yeah.
So just a regular episode.
Right. Exactly.
Okay. Your how do you pronounce MX? Mr. Mix?
Mix.
Okay, so Mix.
It's a non-binary sort of.
Yeah. So Mix Tehar, the art teacher. And you should absolutely click on the TikTok to get your mind broken by that guy's an Aegis agent. Because if so, he's also probably really, really good at deep cover. And
I love him so much.
And the person that I have in there is the school counselor that I think was somebody that Mo brought in. There's a couple other ones. The facilities guy, I think. We'll have the facilities guy working.
Vigilante Jones?
Maybe. Yeah, we might have Mosquito Jones doing that. Maybe not. I'm not sure about that.
So I've got the notes app in my phone open, and I'm kind of just like doing the John McClane Sharpie on the arm and taking notes of everybody.
Yeah. So the question, what was the specific question that you asked? How did you, like, who owns this place or whose place is this?
Whose place is this?
Okay.
So, like, who's in charge?
This is
Who's
a regular,
really in
okay,
charge?
your uptick from this is, though, this is a regular school. This is not like some sort of Aegis proving ground. Oh, but there are two of the weightlifter students who he checks in with.
Interesting.
That you absolutely were sure, like, every time you've ever seen these guys, you're like, how are you in high school? That's actually apparently...
It's the two hockey players from Letterkenny. Is who it is. We're gonna have a Donnybrook.
It's absolutely some of the weightlifters that Mo linked, but like the ones that you look at and go, how are you in high school? And the question, it turns out, is absolutely legitimate because they're not.
Yeah. They're like 21 Jump Street.
Yeah. Well, they come over and they're like, yeah, and they come over to.
How do you do, fellow kids?
Yeah, and he's like, Mr. Cole. He's like, hey, Mr. Cole. When they come back over, they are absolutely, like they're doing like trying to do a cool handshake with the VP kind of thing, but they lean in and they, lean back, hey, thing, and they, that kind of a deal. So they have a number of deep plants in the school.
Mm-hmm.
Not a huge number, 5-ish, maybe a half dozen if you count Mr. Cole. But yeah, that is absolutely, they absolutely have some people in the school. That kind of a deal. He also apparently is keeping an eye on a couple different folks. You actually see him like look in through the narrow window next to the door in a couple different classrooms, and he is absolutely checking in on like Caleb's math class and
You mean Caleb and Mitzi's math class?
yeah, Caleb and Mitzi's math class. He like shop class, although he's frowning in there because there's nobody that he's looking for is in there because you're not in there and neither is Perry. So, that's obviously a thing.
Dope.
Asset 3 and 0 are not accounted for. Report. That's one thing he's muttering, like as he's going down the hallway. He didn't have his phone out or anything like that. He's just sort of. Yes, I know they're not in class. That's what I just.
In my notes, I'm tracking that they're keeping tabs on us, including me and Perry.
Yeah. I like that, including me and Perry. But they're also checking in on a couple other classrooms that don't seem to have anything to do with you guys. So that's a thing.
Awesome.
Ooh.
So
Uh,
it wouldn't be fair to say that this is like, oh, this is ageist territory. It's not that. But they're definitely here. Right? So, you rolled you did roll 11. How should I put, you probably wouldn't have noticed this on your own,
Okay.
I don't think. But there are at least a couple of places where, yeah, he does have somebody in facilities, because he goes, facilities, I need you to increase the backup lighting in rooms 211, 212, and 213. And because he's like checking in these rooms, and he's kind of frowns, goes to the next room, the frown gets a little bit deeper, checks the next room, the frown gets a little bit deeper, he checks the next one, he goes like, okay, that one's all right, kind of a thing. And then he goes off, he goes, facilities, I need you to increase the backup lighting in rooms 211, 212, and 213. Yeah, all along the western wall. Yes. All right. And so you kind of go in there, and it looks like had you looked in the window, it would have been fine. Looking at it, though, doing a vibe check through the window, these rooms feel profoundly off. Like, if it were an anime, they'd have that purple and black, like, wavy background going, and everybody would be like, their faces would be kind of like half detailed, and their eyes would all be white, kind of thing. Everybody's heads are down. It's like, I think Silas would get this reference. I think Silas would even think of this. The classrooms remind you of the scene from A Wrinkle in Time when all the kids are bouncing their basketballs in unison outside of the houses. I feel like that's a book that Silas would have read.
That sounds good, right?
Yeah. So you don't know what it is, and maybe you spot it, like whatever. Maybe they're all like, doing their homework or something in unison or something like that, and you realize like what the teacher is writing up on the whiteboard and what they're writing in the notes. So like they're taking notes on what she's writing on the whiteboard, but they're writing down what she's writing on the whiteboard at the same time that she's writing it.
Like very like Uncanny Valley stuff.
Yeah, it's just not quite right. And those three rooms are the ones that are off. And you're looking at that third one, and he's starting to get a little bit of distance. So you're like, the light changes, and there's like a third bank of fluorescence up inside of the fluorescent banks in those rooms that kind of flickers and turns on, and the lighting changes in the room, and everything falls back out of sync the way it's supposed to be. Like the light comes up and somebody kind of blinks at the light and looks up and drops their pencil, and somebody laughs at them, and it all kind of goes back to normal. And there's like this little thin, it's much skinnier, narrow. If you've ever seen the difference between like a fluorescent bulb and the LED bulbs that people have made to replace fluorescent bulbs, how they're like thinner, and it's kind of like that's been slipped in there in the middle as like a reinforcement kind of a thing. Something is happening in there that they're doing something about.
Silas adds to his notes the simulation episode from Rick and Morty.
I'm happy.
My man.
I'm happy that it caused that recollection, because I have no idea what you're referring to. So I'm glad that it pulled up a media recollection that you haven't seen.
So I know we're waiting on Frank to try and find a place.
That's okay. We're okay there.
Yeah, because what I was going to ask, I wanted to have like a quick 2-minute thing with Mitzi before class. That's just going to be it's going to be less stressful than everything we've experienced so far.
I think you should do it in class, because the teacher is giving, like, she's doing some, she goes, okay, my bad. I had a really weird Tuesday night. I just need a few more minutes to finish grading up the stuff from yesterday. So just study amongst yourselves. Keep it to a dull roar. Let me get this stuff done, and then we'll get done here. It's going to be a short class anyway, so just take a few minutes. So this is at the beginning of class. Actually sat in there, and you guys are kind of back and leaning in and just that kind of a thing.
Oh, no. Okay. Okay.
You
told me to do this in class. This is on you now.
Just for the record, I want to acknowledge, as one of my favorite moments in this session, Mitzi's response to the teacher saying, "I had a pretty crazy Tuesday night," and the look on Mitzi's face was like, "Bitch, you have no idea. You think you had a crazy night." That was it was just it flickered on there, but I had to acknowledge it because it was gorgeous.
Yeah. So we're going to be in class then, and I'm just going to look over at Mitzi. I was like, okay, Mitzi, I need to ask you something before we talk about this whole crazy situation last night. Can I give you a hug?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to stand up, and I'm going to pick her up and, like, bear hug, like, just...
Straight so up ragdoller.
Yes, exactly.
The math teacher at the front, without looking up, says, "Caleb, dull roar. Yes. Also consent. Come on."
Asked.
Fair enough.
Very specifically.
Fair enough. Just take it down. You're at like a 7 right now. I need you to be at like a 4.
Hey, a 7 is like a... That's good, okay? I'm normally at like a 9. Leave me alone. I'm excited. I'll get my math homework done. Sorry. I'm going to sit down.
And she's like, what?
I'm just gonna give her the biggest smile and be like, "I'm so happy. I'm so proud of you too."
That's a good eyebrow you gave right there. By the way, yeah, that was some good eyebrow.
Oh, when did he tell you?
We had a conversation before class this morning. I figured we should talk sooner rather than later, so I made a burrito and kind of had a peace offering.
That's nice. Also, we need to get you some makeup to like.
For what? Oh, my face.
Yeah.
Oh, my face.
I mean, I don't have anything that matches your skin tone, but if you don't mind, yeah, if you're fine with it, then okay.
Oh, I don't care.
Okay.
I've come to school with worse. You've seen me.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that was.
Never just questions that when Caleb comes into school, I'll beat the crap anymore.
And I just think she's like, yeah. So that was this morning. So that was. Yeah. Yeah.
That's what the hug was for.
Okay.
I'm so happy. You guys, I'm so happy for you two. Finally, like, Silas decided to not be, hidden in his own emotions and decided to let somebody else in. I'm stoked for you guys. Stoked for him.
She's like burying herself in her sweater as he keeps going, just like further and further. Just
as I see this, I'm gonna like legitimately just be like, that the more embarrassed you get, the more I'm gonna do this, right? Good, cool, awesome. So here's what we're gonna do. So now I know the date. What is today's date? I need to know this. This is an important fact for Caleb.
I think that's a Joyce question.
No, this is a question for Joyce.
What did you ask?
What date is it? I need to know the exact date in the game.
Did we decide it was fall? Did we decide it was fall or spring?
Fall.
Yeah, it was fall. Is it just October 10th? Because we can go with that since that's today.
October 11th.
It's
a Wednesday, so it's October 13th.
Okay, so October 13th. Fantastic. I write that like in a little note and fold it up and be like, cool. So, oh man, this is going to be so exciting. Like, oh, you guys, oh man.
Caleb, I want to direct your attention to the chat in Roll 20. You got There's 2 moves there that you should take. Certainly the first one that I linked, but also possibly the second one. Meanwhile, I'm looking for an image here that I need to.
So
God dang it, where the
And whenever this happens, Doise, after all this, I also want to do something, but we'll see. Hold
you
on.
should absolutely do that.
I'm gonna let this finish first, and then I'll do a thing.
So as I write down the date, like I'm sure Mitzi can see exactly what I'm writing, assuming
She's
you can
like-
read my terrible handwriting.
she's like-
October
she's like,
13th,
No, please.
anniversary of besties. Got it.
And I think this is where the thing triggers. I don't know if it will actually happen, but I think she gets so embarrassed she goes invisible.
What?
I think it's just like one of those things where she's just like, "Oh, don't perceive me," and like he just like keeps going at it, and she's just like, "Nope." And we'll see if it happens, but like,
Was this a thing that you knew you could do?
I don't think she knew she could do it, but it's it's part of like the telepathy sort of aspect, like like Invisible Woman has it. It's just like one of those like.
So you're
dual
not so much
powers.
going invisible as you are editing yourself out of everybody's perception of you.
Yeah, maybe. By accident.
That's terrifying. I've been doing this long enough now that I can't actually remember what I was scrolling to find the image for, which is vintage me.
I mean, it could happen. It could not happen.
No, I am
think it was
100% behind it happening.
Yeah.
I just wanted to know if it was a thing or.
I think it was something that, like, in the back of her head, like, it could possibly happen just because it is a part of that realm of, like, powers.
Sure.
But I don't think she's ever tapped into it.
Oh, I'm looking on the wrong. Damn it. I know why I can't find it. I'm looking on the wrong blog. Good lord. I'm bad at this. Anyway. Okay. So, Caleb, did you see the things that I linked you there?
Yes.
The relevant bits. So while you're, because I feel like that first one, which is just when you share a triumphant celebration with someone, give them influence over you and spend a team from the pool to clear one box from your Doom track, is just, you should just feel good right now. Your Doom should get better. You should absolutely do that. But Mitzi, with influence there, you already have influence over Caleb, I think, so you should shift his labels because he's giving you influence again because he's Caleb.
I'm not going to touch your character sheet, but I am going to bring your superior up and your danger down.
Okay, that's fair. Okay.
Actually, no, I'm sorry. You're going to bring your mundane up and your danger down. This is from this interaction.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna spend one of the. So I have to spend a team from the pool, and I'm gonna clear one of those boxes from my Doom track, if that's cool with everybody.
You absolutely should do
If I
that.
spend some team. Okay.
Yeah.
Just since it's team stuff, I want to make sure we're all good with it before.
There we go. That's the post I was looking for.
Fantastic. Wonderful.
Highly important that I get this because.
Also, whenever this scene resolves is probably when Silas would send the text that I put in the game chat.
Okay. I will say that as you were sitting back down from the hug thing, I think actually, Mitzi, the thing that probably makes you go a little bit invisible is you actually saw the vice principal like looking in through the window at everybody and scanning and seeing you while he's going, and that's like sort of the tipping point on the thing.
Like, oh no, he knows too. Oh no.
It's just I can't. It's like one more person you don't want to have looking at you who's looking at you.
Yeah.
Silas texts everyone, heads up, Cole is Aegis. Agents watching the school. Some classes are fake. Not sure. Well, technically, some of the classes aren't fake exactly. Oh, you meant like the ones with like the bad vibe.
The simulation.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Yeah. That feels like something else that Aegis is dealing with. And I'm only I'm adding that clarification because you rolled the 10. Okay?
Right.
So that feels like something that they've got going on as like we're getting an incursion in rooms 2, 11, 12, and 13, increase the force field, or that kind of a
I'll
deal.
replace fake with weird.
Yeah, some of the classes are weird. That works. Some classes are weird, not sure why, but I had an idea. Struggle bus after school. Yeah, and so you're getting that, and then you're like, you're looking, and you're kind of getting overwhelmed, and then the text comes in, and it's like, Cole is aegis, and that's when Mitzi's like, I shall not be perceived.
I don't want to be
Fuck
perceived.
today.
Incidentally, what happened? Where did I go?
It's a hit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so.
Overcome an obstacle. Unstable or temporary?
Temporary.
Temporary?
Yeah, like it just happens for like maybe like a few seconds. Enough for Caleb to notice because he's the one sitting right next to her and talking to her.
And I'd be like, Mitzi,
Clarity.
Mitzi,
Mitzi.
can't see you. Can't see you.
Oh. You couldn't
I mean, that was
see me?
cool. Well, I can now, but like, you were completely gone for a second. That was cool. It was awesome. Like, super dope.
That's new.
Hey, new is good. New is new. New is new. But
Is going invisible good?
I mean, it's not bad. It's pretty neutral, I think, but it's cool. It's definitely
I didn't
interesting.
feel different. Like I didn't. I was so. Everybody was looking at me, and then the text, and then Cole was looking in.
Yeah, nobody was looking at you except me.
No, Cole.
And I'm gonna check my phone. Oh,
He was just in the
fuck
window.
Cole. I just say fuck Cole.
A couple of the kids snicker nearby. They're only catching like half of what's going on here, but
I'm just gonna look it up. They snicker like, yeah. Everybody's just like, yep, fuck Cole. Even the teacher at the front is just like, well, I can't really agree, but you're not wrong.
it's like when one of us mentions Harry Potter and everybody just has to chime in real quick with fuck turfs.
Fuck
and
turfs.
And then
Fuck turfs.
we go back to the next thing. Okay. All right.
That's it. Just learning new things about herself after like emotions and stuff. No big deal.
Hey, we're grown as people. We're becoming real humans and adults.
What class, Silas, are you finally deciding to attend? Like,
wow.
When are you finally back in? When are you actually gonna go? Because we've established you skipped shop to tail everybody.
Yeah.
Next one after that, social studies.
I think it's social studies.
Yeah, I'll pop into social studies and see Caleb.
I think I need to make sure that this is called yes. In respect to Mitzi's "Do Not Perceive Me," I want to draw your attention to the specific TikTok that I linked for
the hostile ball of yarn.
Hostile ball of yarn. Women's Studies Intro to Psych, Miss Cecilia Gray, who is incidentally one of the first people I ever followed on TikTok, and I think
great.
probably one of the first videos that I ever hit like on that wasn't my daughter's on TikTok. That thing that was when I started to realize that there might be some legs on this social network, and I should probably check it out a little bit more, because Little Miss Hostile Ball of Yarn, You May Not Perceive Me, was my whole thing for a day, just appreciating that. So what's the first social studies?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I gotta see who our teachers are.
And I'm just gonna throw as a note, because you're always throwing mental nukes at us that we have to worry about later. I'm gonna do one to you, Doyce.
Okay.
I don't know what you thought the next episode was gonna be, but I'm pretty sure I know.
Oh, okay. Do I get to? I can roll with it. It's kind of funny. I will say this for a second, because we're going to take a break real quick. I want to say this. Every so often I get a pang of anxiety when I realize it's like Saturday morning. I'm like, crap, I got the game tomorrow. It's like, yeah, but I don't have to do anything. Because I'm pretty much just right at this point in time, the information's out there. I just have to hang on. I gotta.
I have such a good idea. I have such a good idea for where the story is going to go from here. Like, you're either going to hate me or love me when I tell the rest of them what I think we're going to do.
I'm afraid I'm gonna have to Perry. I'm gonna have to loop back to, because I think he's going to like put on some kind of like Doc Brown Colander with circuitry on his head and try to like make himself remember stuff. Okay, Caleb's mom. She's the one that like
he's got his own Cerebro going on.
Rat. Yeah, he's gonna do his like junk room Cerebro.
This is my brain on the box.
And he's going to get a different result than he was expecting. Which isn't to say Caleb's mom isn't horrible, but Caleb's mom is not in his matrix, which is going to be very much of a problem for him. So that's the whole thing. But we'll get to that. Yeah, social studies is the under the desk lady. So they,
perfect.
Them, they, she, they. I think she, they.
I think it's she, they.
She, they. One of my favorite people. So yeah, social studies. As you come out of social studies, Mr. Cole is waiting for you.
For both of us?
No, for you.
Me or
you're both coming out, and as you two are coming out and kind of chatting, and because what's the class after that? That is heading for AP or heading for PE. And Mr. Shepard, if I could have a few minutes of your time, just a few minutes, I'm going to divert you. You will not miss too much of your physical education because I need you to do something that will actually take you to physical education for Mr. Campanale. I might have just murdered his name. I said Campanale. Come on. I missed a syllable. Kamanapali. For Mr. Kamanapali, quickly to the office, if you would. Chop, chop. I'm going to ask you to be a bit of a student ambassador for the school today. If you would, we have someone I need you to do a little bit of a tour for, and I'm told that you are just the person.
Somebody is horribly misinformed, but okay.
Yes. Well,
I'm going to snicker when they say that as I hear him say that and walk off and be like, well, good luck, Silas. Don't get lost.
All right.
So, yeah, he takes you to the sort of the admin offices. Technically, his offices are there too, but it's through all the whole front thing. We had a new arrival, and I was told I was looking for someone to do a quick tour. Several of your classes line up, and I needed you to make introductions and just help them find everything because I'm going to be a little bit busy this afternoon.
I hate you so much.
And I was told...
I knew it was him as soon as he said new student. I was like, ah!
I was told...
Proceed.
That you have actually know each other from a previous school that you were at. So hopefully this will simply speed things up. Hey, bro. I guess we're going to PE together.
Yeah. Let's try and focus on the education part and not so much the
physical part.
Yeah.
I like the physical part.
I'm aware. Yeah. Let's take a walk. Have you? How long are you going to be in town?
Oh, I'm transferred for the semester.
Oh, fantastic! That's exactly what I wanted to hear.
My guardian here at the school, Captain ACAB, he decided that I needed to be at a school, so
right.
This was the closest
Big
one.
Fan. I'm sure it was. Listen, Lucas. His name's Lucas Langford, by the way. Is his real name.
Thank you. We got to get that in there, but yeah.
I forgot.
Is it Lucas with a K or Lucas with a C?
We're gonna say with a K. That sounds cool.
First of all, the first letter alliteration there, that's so comic book. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I went with it for me. I have to go with it for everybody else.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Lucas. Well, Lucas, I believe you're in good hands. I sure am. Thanks so much, Vice Principal Cole. It's real good to get to know you.
All right. And so as we walk around the corner, I'm like, first of all,
I'm not happy about it either. It's fine.
Listen, no, but for real, I wanted to say I'm sorry. I've been doing a lot of soul
Don't-
searching lately. I've been doing it. Hey, look. I'm just saying, regardless of what feelings are or aren't there, I just want you to know that what I did was wrong. I kind of put up a smoke screen of, well, he helped a supervillain, so I shouldn't be there. But like ultimately, I should have been there for you, and I'm sorry that it wasn't.
Okay. And then he just walks off down the hall.
And I to myself say, well, that went better than I expected, and follow him.
I'm
yeah,
under instructions not to break any of the school, so yeah,
that's probably good instruction.
well, fine. We can probably talk later. Actually, we should probably. Well, let's go meet the PE teacher.
All right. So, actually, before we get right before we get there, one thing I did kind of want to talk to you real quick.
Mm-hmm.
How much do you know about Aegis watching younger superheroes?
I mean,
I figure you've been in the tower and you might have some inside knowledge or something.
yeah, I mean, Patrol reached out to Aegis to find out which school had the most number of agents active, and he decided that I need to be at that one. So I know they've got a couple, and I'm sure Cole's one of them. I mean, he smells like Aegis. I mean, I could probably find out. Maybe. I've been poking around at the tower a little bit. I could find out who the other ones are.
I might call in a favor from you if that's okay. I know that things are a little bit tumultuous to say the least, but I think that to some extent we have some common interests here.
Yeah. You owe me lunch today with all your little friends, and
well, they're gonna love you. Well, most of them.
Yeah, and yeah, we should go for a walk somewhere after school.
Somewhere, sometime, at some point.
No, sooner.
Maybe.
You do owe me a favor.
I do. You're right. I do feel bad about everything.
I tell you what.
That's
after
kind of my common state of being.
after let's say meet me at the park outside of the tower. Ooh, no, that one's bad. They got that one mic'd up.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Find some place tonight when it gets dark. Yeah, I'll text you. Your number's still the same?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Sometime tonight we'll meet up. I'll get it by then. Don't worry. 1 second long.
I say again, you ever just hate your character? Like,
I'm looking forward to lunch. Let's get in there and get sweaty, bud.
hey,
Gross.
no,
He is going to push.
awkward.
Yeah, the awkward is going to be, oh man, if only Mitzi were in PE. That would be fantastic.
She was able to opt out, so that's very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna. Can we take
lunchtime.
Can we take
Yeah.
5?
Yeah,
I think this is a
Take
good
5?
spot for that.
Run a little
yeah.
bit.
I was like, I need to refill coffee, so yes.
Also, I want to appreciate Andrew for a second. I did get the reaction I was looking for because when I was in the shower this morning, I thought of Captain ACAB, and I am so glad that you gave me the reaction I was looking for from that.
Amazing.
For Patrol.
Frank back.
What's that?
Frank's back.
Frank's back.
Frank's back.
Perry's back. Of course,
Hey,
Perry's
just
back
in
while we're
time for us to
taking
take a break.
Perry, say something.
I still don't think he's able to do voice stuff.
It's all in the game chat, so just catch up.
Yeah, it's going to be a confusing thing in the game chat, but we are all right. All right,
Yep.
All right. Well,
back soon.
I'm gonna hop up and take a break.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Frank, if you can hear us, we're taking a break, so.
green chili?
Sure.
Okay. I'll just get a group order and send some to everybody. So I found Jersey Mike's on Twitter was made a post. How do you top your subs? And then after it was like block, they're all blocked.
That's funny.
I mean, they asked the question. That's all. I don't know what they thought was going to happen.
Block. All of none of. I like that. It's like the none of you are without sin. All right.
Okay, drinking coffee today just reminds me that I need to trim my mustache today. Because every time I drink, it's just hanging there.
You know what, Joyce? You know exactly what I mean when your mustache just gets just a little bit too long. So every time you drink something, it just hangs there.
Yeah, there's a lot of trimming that goes on. I really don't like having my mustache get into stuff. So
I've just been lazy about it, so I need to that's what I'm going to do after this.
Chadwick Boseman's facial hair around the mouth that he did for Black Panther is like, just take special attention to that.
Yeah.
That is facial hair that's meant to not get in the way and still look amazing.
Yep.
Hang on one second. My daughter is very good at inviting herself over to the neighbors. Not always my, but
I
she
did
does
as a
it.
kid.
She
I
does it often
understand.
enough that I start to feel bad about it. Anyway, so
There's
anyhow.
one time when I was 4, I basically just walked across the street and went to go have breakfast with the neighbors without my parents knowing.
When my sister was 4, she decided that she wanted to go see, or she was 4. She was young. I will say she was young, maybe somewhere between 4 and first grade, somewhere in there. She decided to go over to the neighbors because she wanted to see her friend. We live in the country at a farm 30 miles outside of town. The neighbors were 4 miles away. And she decided to just walk there without telling anybody. That was the thing.
It's nice.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
A little bit. Okay.
I don't know why you're not getting my camera on the stream. I'm just going to jump out real quick and jump back
It's
in.
really weird, right? It's a little weird. If I can force it sometimes if I click on you, but then it doesn't. There we go. There we go.
Excuse me.
He's back, ladies and gentlemen. He's back.
I'll try and keep an eye on it.
I think what we can safely say at this point in time is you have a plethora of options for things to do next.
I think since we got Frank back, maybe do Perry's thing.
Yes, Perry, Are you back?
I think he's back in text chat talking
He's
about
back
his
in text chat.
mustache.
That is fine. Will will just have to squint. One of these days, I'm going to really commit, and I'm going to go for the Sam. Is it Sam Shepard? The guy who does who's like always a cowboy.
Sam Neill?
Sam Neill.
Yeah.
There you go, Sam Neill. With that big glorious, get myself a proper soup strainer.
Yep.
And just pull that off for like a Halloween thing or something. I can do a killer. Unfortunately, I kind of missed the window for young Obi-Wan, but I can do Obi-Wan in the desert like nobody's goddamn business. So
I was gonna say you're at the sweet spot between you and McGregor and Alec Guinness. You're pulling it off.
Yeah, I can do. We'll have to see what the new Obi-Wan's like. I imagine that's probably going to be a really easy cosplay for me.
I cannot wait.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think that'll probably be a good one. I actually
I haven't been that
we
excited
did that
about Star Wars for a long time.
We went out to Disney in October. Basically, all of October is Halloween at Disney, and there's at least one day a
Mhm.
week where you're allowed to actually wear costumes in the park, which you normally can't do because they don't want anybody to be mistaken for an actual cast member and get up to nefarious shenanigans as a result.
Right.
But there's like one day every week there where you can like come in, and we did. My wife unleashed her cosplay powers, and we went as like we were all Star Wars. So
Amazing.
I had the whole Jedi thing going, and she was Leia, and my daughter was Rey, and my son was Finn, and my youngest daughter was BB-8 in like a white leotard with an orange tutu.
That's great.
And then she had her hat was like a little beanie hat with like that looked like the BB-8 top, like the BB-8 head that rotated around.
That's so cute.
But I
That's
mean,
good.
we got like the fast lane passes from like 3 different staff members. Gave our whole family like just because we were walking around like you guys look amazing, and here have our free passes that we get to hand out every day. It was fun. It's a good time. But yeah, old Jedi. I had old Jedi nailed during that. Anyway, older.
Yeah.
Not Yodi, not yet.
Looks like Perry might still be AFK.
You know what I'll do? I'll ping him. I will ping him.
No, he's saying that he's just having issues.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chat.
This is all I'm going to say, and hopefully Perry can track. Is like, so you were looking for Caleb's mom in either the monster or traitor role, and after sort of doing a junkyard cerebro gizmo to jumpstart your memory, the flashes you get are not her. Whoop. Her. You get. That's not spelled right. Uh,
Oh.
yeah.
Oh.
Does this mean I'm gonna get to kick the crap out of Guardian? Because I'm down.
Do you want to say
Joyce.
that loud, Joyce, for the stream?
Yeah. Well, I'll get out there in a sec. So for all that Caleb's mom is clearly a threat, she does not actually socket into Perry's memory matrix. What does socket into his matrix when he kind of forces the memory is that Guardian is the monster. Face underlit, laughing maniacally, smashing buttons on a console, all of that stuff. Caleb's mom is definitely a problem, but she doesn't figure directly into whatever's going on with Perry's timeline shenanigans, which we, I will say as the GM, is a surprise to me. That's new information for me also. But it also kind of tracks a little bit because she sort of is existing and manipulating outside the timeline to a certain extent. So I'm okay with that.
So maybe he's like the proper danger that is threatening everything that she's getting in the way of us saving people from.
Yeah, could be. Yeah, like
I'm tracking.
in the loop that Perry is concerned with dealing with, it could be.
He's going to be like the late stage villain.
Yeah. Yeah, she's certainly. It could be. There's certainly an angle on this, and I imagine that Caleb would probably lean into this, is that while everything that Perry's having to deal with, she's been, there's a certain, okay, raise your hands if you've seen the WandaVision. Okay. There's a certain aspect with your mom of it was Agatha all along. Like, kind of working in the shadows in the background, kind of outside of the thing, but still obviously having to do with it. Yeah, and we did model that guy pretty. The Guardian as the comedian vibe intensifies. I didn't really intend that, but sure. I needed somebody else, so. You kind of have to be ready for whatever the dice decide to do. But between that and Starforged and Ironsworn, there's a lot to be said for leaning into letting the oracles kind of pull you in unexpected ways without letting it become nonsense gonzo BS.
For sure.
And there's a happy medium there that constantly surprises you, but doesn't turn into nonsense. And
I think that's the coolest part of this game. It's been super cool.
Is the fact that you can to a certain extent. I mean, I do prep. I don't want to. First of all, I don't want to give people the impression that I never think about this game when I'm not. I'm sort of thinking about it all the time. But that's sort of my prep, is just thinking about it.
Mm-hmm. And then the story kind of builds itself.
I don't honestly same.
Yeah, I don't think I'm unique in that by any stretch of the imagination. I think that's kind of an important point. I'm not unique in that.
And especially for PBTA too, I have beats that like I kind of want them to eventually get to, but that's about it for my prep.
Yeah, like I'll look. My prep is like looking at different characters and going, okay, what move do you have that you haven't used in a while or ever or yet, and can we do that? Can I get us in a situation where that would happen? Or me looking at Silas's sheet for the 5th or 6th session in a row, realizing that we still haven't checked. He's got 20 different little like checklist things he's supposed to get to, but he can't get to the rest of them because he's got kiss somebody dangerous in there and it's totally blocked him from all the rest of them. Like, I'm going to just keep throwing sexy, dangerous people in front of you until one of these guys gets a lip lock on you. Damn it.
Amazing.
Going to be Mr. Cole if you're not careful. Jesus. Anyway. Maybe not. Consent, Caleb. Consent.
Is it lunchtime now? Like what's...
Yeah, we can do lunch. Oh, yeah, let's do lunch.
Oh, God. Okay.
Right. Frank, we love you. I'm sorry that it's not working for the ocean. The ocean's not working for you.
Yeah, that stinks.
We love you, Frank.
When the video goes up, you should watch everything. And then because we missed you. For those, for the sake of history, for the sake of posterity, and also to explain to Will, Perry is currently at sea and trying to use the Wi-Fi aboard the ship to come in on the game, and unfortunately is not nearly as... While he's been able to do a lot of good TikTok stuff, has not been able to participate in the streaming aspect of the game. So that is a bum deal. But that's okay. We'll do extra Perry time when we come back next time. It's all good. We'll put Perry on the Wii O chart. You know what's interesting? If I make you the main camera, then I get your camera.
Weird.
Yeah. So that's not that Sean's more important than anybody else, but I don't know.
It's just Discord. Discord's just funky.
It's just Discord. It's just Discord being Discord. If I make anybody the main thing, then I was
gonna say, like, I'm actively trying to not be the main character here, and it keeps.
If I make anybody the big screen, then I can kind of force the camera to load. And it's just you. I don't know why. That's so weird. Anyway, doesn't matter.
I want to take the scene then. If Sean doesn't want to take it, I actually want to start with I think Mitzi and Zhao get together before. Like Zhao grabs Mitzi as they're going to lunch or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're like heading into the cafe and she's like, hand comes out of nowhere. Okay. Do you want me to start with Zhao babbling or you babbling?
I think like she's like, oh, God. And she's like gonna double check to make sure who it is, and then like be like, oh, hey, we're.
More importantly,
come
have
with
you
me to lunch?
texted her about events?
I texted her as soon as Caleb texted Silas that morning. She's like, I have a boyfriend now? Question mark. Like,
Oh,
you
right.
know.
Yes. So yes, she gets you in like just in close. She's like, all right, you're going to explain, or there's going to be a homicide.
I mean, I don't know. You can actually come meet him for lunch. We're going to lunch right now.
But
It's Silas. I don't know if you met Silas or not.
okay.
You know who Silas is?
Yeah, I know who's. Yeah. You're the guy who's stalking you in art class and science class, or stalking you in art class and is taking Spanish so he can chat you up. Yeah.
How did you know about the Spanish thing?
Roberta, hello.
Oh God. Does Roberta know?
No. She mentioned that she had this guy in science in Spanish, and she was complaining about it, and I figured he was taking Spanish because of you. Because
Blesses. Like she's just like, oh.
Nobody that Great British Bake Show milk bread should be learning Spanish unless he has an ulterior motive. So
Shao. And I think she's like laughing and just like grabs her by the arm and like just like starts going with her to lunch.
The savagery.
Did she
I'm
just
sure-
call Silas the Great British Baking Show?
Did she just
Milk
what?
bread. Milk bread.
I love that.
Yeah.
Great
No,
British
it's
Baking Show
you know,
No purpose flour.
it's
Yeah.
milk bread. Slightly sweet dough, a little bit squishy, not too hard of a crust. It's accurate.
No, he's more baguette, but like, you know, if we're comparing him to bread. But yeah, she's
I'm
dragging
willing
me-
to
she's-
upgrade him to focaccia if he's any kind of salty. Let's go meet him.
I love that I have to sit here in silence while you shit talk me. It's amazing.
I will take credit for this. What I do not have is a notebook of random put downs and observations from various members of the student body that I'm just ready to been waiting for 2 weeks to unload. I don't have any of that. That shit just came out. So I will absolutely take credit for that part. Anyway, is Perry going to be there?
At
At lunch?
So,
no.
so Perry actually, yeah.
No.
he put it in
She's,
the chat.
I think Xiao's like asking Mitzi.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought that was Doyce. Sorry.
No.
Yeah. I think she's like, no, I haven't seen him in school today, but
Yeah, me
he's
neither.
usually gets caught up in projects and forgets what time it is.
Soaking his head in a mixing bowl of ice cubes and salt water. Okay. Just catching up on Perry's Frank's instructions for Perry. Yeah, he hasn't been in any of his classes this morning.
How do you know?
I am.
Are you stalking him?
N-
And she's like,
I wanted to find out if his battery was dead on his phone because he hasn't been texting me back this morning. So,
like I said, he does a lot of like science projects, and he can just get lost. in his
I like
work.
science. Science is cool,
You'll have a D in biology right now.
but I like it. I like
it's a mood.
stuff. I'm not dumb. I can talk science stuff if I need to.
He's in physics with my brother.
Computers. I tried to talk history with him and he didn't like that though.
Oh no, don't do that with him.
Okay.
It's yeah.
He seemed like somebody who would be really into history.
You know, you'd think, but no, not him.
Weird. He's weird. He's a little weird.
You like him, so let's go.
All right.
So
Shut
at
up.
this point, to further illustrate the duality of man, I have to do something that me as a 28-year-old man I know is a dumb idea, but in Silas's 17-year-old brain thinks is the great idea.
Mm-hmm.
And he is going to actually come to lunch with Wrecker and bring Wrecker and to introduce to Mitzi.
Is Caleb
And-
there yet, or is Caleb like?
I think like I want Caleb to walk into the frame carrying a tray of food as the introductions are happening, and then him seeing it happening, going,
the tension.
"Oh no!"
He just does the turn walk.
Where do
So
we have like if we're not going to the bus? Where do we usually have lunch then? Are we in like the cafeteria, or do we have like a place like out in the quad or something?
So yeah, there's like they got multiple buildings. I'm not going to dig up the map right now, but they have multiple buildings, and there's like a couple areas that are in the middle that are like greens that would absolutely be bare dirt, except they very intelligently decided to replace it with fake grass, like nice fake grass about 3 or 4 years ago. And so you can sit on it. It's perfectly comfortable, but it's not real grass because it would be bare patches of dirt. And you can absolutely, there's like some picnic tables that are like the bolted down kind. You know what I mean?
Perfect. I was just wondering where exactly we were in like the school.
right.
Yeah, I think there's the empty one that Mitzi and Xiao go claim, and they're just like giggling and just chatting like as
So as
Silas and Lucas are walking up.
Yeah, Silas and Lucas just sit down across from you guys. Hey, good to
hi.
see you guys. I just wanted to introduce y'all. This is Lucas. He's a new student here. He and I kind of have known each other for a little while, but Lucas, this is my girlfriend, Mitzi.
Hey, didn't we meet at that other thing that we all were at?
Yeah, I think we did that.
Well,
Party,
I know that-
right?
Interrupting, trying to dominate the conversation. Well, I know you guys kind of like saw each other a little bit, but I thought you guys could like, formally meet and then like, kind of talk about things and get to know like each other and about like the fact that, we could all be like friends and stuff.
I think Mitzi just, like you said, the look that women
Yep.
give. I think she shoots a look to Silas and then shoots another look to Zhao and then looks to Lucas like,
Zhao's like, "Hi, I'm Zhao. Lucas, Lucas, you're strong. Where did you move in from? When did you meet Silas, who I also don't know very well? But hi." And she kind of sits down right next to Lucas and attempts to pull aggro.
Feel like Zhao is like Aubrey Plaza's character in Scott Pilgrim when they're all backstage and there's all the tension and she's just trying to ask the normal questions.
Yes, absolutely. I am 100% behind that. Hang on, I'm going to drop this in here and see if that works. There we go. Big map. So yeah, there's like a here, kind of up in this area here. There's like in between these buildings is like lawn and stuff. Yeah, so she gets right up. She like basically quizzing him on what school he was at, and so it's like halfway through the semester and you're transferring. That's weird. Where'd you come in from? And he's like, I was in a private thing for a while.
Yeah, he was at like a private school, and
I think Mitzi shoots a message
knew
to
each other before
Silas,
that.
like in his brain, like the mental telepathy.
I'm asking Lucas. Let me talk to your friend, and not you talk to your girl over there.
Okay.
We're good. We're good, aren't we, Lucas?
The mental message?
She's
What's
like,
that?
He's going to school here now?
Yeah, it's kind of a sudden development. I think that Aegis put him here. But listen, we had a talk beforehand. We hashed it out. It's fine. He and I used to be a thing.
I know you told me that.
Yeah, but it's all in the past, and we're good to move forward just as friends. I apologized, and it didn't seem like there were any like weird feelings there still.
In the background. So are you dating anybody? Not yet.
So we're working on it, and I think that there might be like some progress that could be made. I mean, just from a strictly logistical perspective, he could help us out with some of the stuff that we're working on.
Okay, but does he know about us?
I just told him I'd introduce you as my girlfriend. I made a point to do that. I rehearsed that in my head.
And I think with that, she's gonna like reach a hand over to like grab his, just to kind of like further it.
The best part about this is Andrew's reactions in the background with you guys.
Yeah, it's
I'm sorry.
No, it's so good.
And him being totally oblivious is totally like Scott, like, oh, she and I are totally cool now, like, and then with Knives giving him the eyes.
Shing, 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 shing.
And he's again just like, no, we're totally cool now. He thinks it's totally fine.
Hey, can I like walk in like as they're like right as soon as like Wrecker goes, they go, hey, are you dating him? And he goes, not yet. And I just want to sit down next to Mitzi since she's across from Silas, and just like stare at Wrecker.
Yeah, I think one of the best parts about this is the fact that Silas, not that he's actually using this as an example, but as a model that Sean has provided to us of Scott Pilgrim. Because I will remind you that the rule at this house is we can enjoy Scott Pilgrim as long as we all acknowledge that Scott specifically is terrible. He's terrible.
You know, I haven't seen Scott Pilgrim in years, so now I have to do a rewatch because I don't know your references now. So I'm like, oh god, it's been so long.
In all honesty, that movie ages remarkably well. Like, it is definitely rewatchable, and you can absolutely, like, oh my god, with a mask filter.
One of my favorite movies of all time.
It's been well over 5 years since I've seen it, so.
Watching it with a mask filter will break you. It'll be great. You'll love it.
Yeah,
so
now
much.
I really want to now I really want to rewatch it because I always want to rewatch it, but now I really want to rewatch it from that perspective.
And honestly, just the number of people from the Marvel Cinematic Universe in that movie is just mind-breaking. With Brie Larson in there, and honestly, DC too.
Yeah, because Brendan Routh is in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Caleb sits down and Mitzi's like looks over at Caleb and it's like, "Hey, so we have someone new joining us."
I see that.
Caleb, Lucas, Caleb.
We met. I met all of you. Well, not you.
Did you really meet? I mean, we didn't really get to talk. No, it was kind of more of a we were both in the same place at the same time. Oh, yeah, that's right. You were at the tower. Sorry, my bad. There was a lot that happened at the tower. My whole memory of that day.
I think Mitzi sits on the message like, shout us about the tower.
You've never seen Silas talk this much ever.
I think she squeezes his hand just a little bit, like just to get his attention.
What tower were you guys at? Where did you guys go to?
Oh yeah, the prep school that he used to go to. It's like a you ever read those books about like the school where they like it was supposed to be one floor with 40 rooms, but it was 40 floors, one room each.
Silas, shut up.
Remember
please.
that book?
Give him the shin.
Shush. Like it's all mental stuff that
Hold on, I'm gonna Google it.
She's just like yelling at him in his brain to like, please be quiet. Just
and he's literally pulls up his phone. Hang on, I'm gonna Google it and get you a thing. And Zhao gives you literally one of the like what is up with your man?
And I think Mitzi gets to look back. She's like, I don't know. I never seen him this talk.
Sideways Stories from Wayside School. That was it. You remember those books? It's kind of like that.
What is?
I think Mitzi sent a ping to Caleb in his brain and be like, Silas is slipping.
The face I have right now is the face Lucas has right now, because he's legitimately looking at Silas like...
He's just watching a mental breakdown in real time.
Yeah, I was in a fictional 40-story tall... No, it was a... The place we're at, the nickname was the Tower. They were out. It was a while ago. Not a big deal.
It was a long time ago. Like not even worth like bringing up because it was so long ago.
Hand squeezing is continuing.
So, Lucas, what classes are you signed up for this semester since you just got in? This is Zhao like trying to abort out of whatever is going on here. Well, I got P the same time as Silas there. I don't know, nothing interesting. Yeah, I'm doing like a counseling set, like one counseling thing for career stuff that all the seniors have to take. Oh, you're a senior? Yeah, I'm a senior. Same as Silas. Geometry or trig, I guess, and he rattles off random stuff. Sounds incredibly bored. It's fine. It's my grades are okay.
Any overlap with any of us other than Silas at PE?
He has PE with Silas. He has obviously lunch. Probably he's got. Actually, he's gonna have math with Mitzi and Caleb.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Good. I'm
Yes.
so glad.
Okay. Well, so because what I wanted to do actually is, as Lucas is listing off classes, be like, you ever thought about joining the choir, some extracurriculars? And in my brain, I'm sending this message to Mitzi, be like, I need to keep an eye on this boy. I don't trust him.
I don't know. You guys any good?
You're coming to choir after lunch with me. You'll see.
Sure. Wait, do you have choir after lunch?
Yeah, that's when I do the student teaching. Or the student aid stuff.
That's just before lunch.
We switched lunch and art. We switched those periods.
You can bring him in 0 period tomorrow. It's perfect.
Cool. Perfect.
Yeah, I used to. I don't know. Sure. He's got a voice that you can only imagine as like proper,
bass.
Yeah, proper low range.
Like bass too.
Yeah.
I think while they're talking, Mitzi's gonna like send a message to Silas like, "Are you good? I'm gonna walk away."
I was just trying to ease the tension because everyone here
You
seems
are-
like really nervous. I don't really get it. I don't understand why everyone's so nervous, and I'm
If
just
you go-
trying. Yeah. And then he realizes that he's accidentally said all of that out loud. And I forgot
Silas,
to
we need to
get
go,
food.
like-
I'm gonna go get food. I'll be back.
Yeah, you need some.
He just
Your blood
quickly
sugar
leaves.
is low.
I'm gonna pee on her. I have to pee, and then just runs and leaves.
Y'all have to make. And Luke, when he gets away, Lucas says, "Y'all have to make sure that he gets snacks in the middle of the morning, otherwise he just turns into he's a disaster if he doesn't keep his blood
I'm
sugar up."
hypoglycemic, man.
He ate a 1 pound carne adobada burrito this morning.
Too many carbs. That's what it was.
Okay. All right.
I think Mitzi's gonna look at Caleb and be like, "Did we go check on him? Go let him do
Why
that."
don't you go check on him? I'll stay here with Lucas and Zhao. 2 people who I don't know. And I'm gonna look over to them and just like look at Zhao and be like, I like Zhao. I approve of them. Lucas, I don't trust at all.
Okay. And
Zhao's like, "Oh, you approve of me? Okay."
That was in the brain. That was all in the brain.
Yeah, I know, but
Oh god, I'm about to have the acting performance of my career.
You know what I enjoy about this is not one dice at the table. You just decided you were going to be a disaster.
Yep.
Like I volunteer as tribute.
Sometimes it just tracks,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Mitzi's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go see, make sure that he's."
It's like I cannot handle the disappointment of rolling well on this, so I'm just going to assume that this is terrible.
Yeah, you find Silas near the bathrooms, heavily breathing into a paper bag.
I think she's gonna be like, "Hi, what are you doing?"
I don't know what to do. I woke up this morning. I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to work on my feelings. I'm going to work on expressing my feelings and talking about them and being vulnerable. And you know what happened? I decided I was going to wait. I gotta get. I have to.
She takes his hands, and she's like, "Breathe, please."
Okay, look, I have to like just explain this. I have to like give you some stream of consciousness. So I was like, I'm gonna, express my feelings, right? And I want to be honest with and vulnerable with people, and that's why I told you how I feel about you, and now we're together, and I love that, and I want to be together with you. But then, then Lucas comes back, and I do feel bad about how I treated him because I did treat him poorly, and I wanted to tell him that, but also I don't want him to. I want him to know that I'm serious with you, but at the same time, I also don't want to push him away because I want to be, a friends with him, and I want to establish that like I feel bad about what I did, and I don't want to continue in those patterns, and so I don't know what to do.
Breathing
I
would
think
be
she's
good.
breathing is a good start, and I think she's gonna float up enough to be like eye level with him. There's
Okay.
no one around.
I like
and,
that.
Sort of like puts her hands like on his shoulders, like and like his neck. He's like, "You will understand as long as you understand how you feel. Um, things it'll be okay. It'll be fine. We
Okay.
just started, but we're good teammates.
We are good teammates. We work well together.
Okay."
Okay.
Breathe. Wow.
And I think she gets a little bit closer, but then she like realizes that she's like actually like leaning in a bit, and she's like,
I feel I want that to happen, but I feel like this is like the worst possible time for that to happen for the first time.
"No,
So
no,
maybe
yep,
maybe we do it
I
later.
understand." And then she'll just lean and give him a kiss, and then on the cheek, and that's about it. And then like float back down,
Okay.
and then gives him a hug.
I have
I
even
could
more
use
respect for the fact that Sean's able to resist the allure of experience points in addition to not kissing Mitzi. I mean, that's just wow.
Yep, it's got to be the right time.
Yeah.
There have been 2 or 3 times already where I've been like, is this it? No, this isn't
No.
it.
No. She's like,
That's
do
okay.
you
I
just
got.
want to
We'll get that box checked.
you just want to skip lunch then, or are you okay to come back?
Uh, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go kind of just chill out on the bus because I need some. I think I need to just kind of like process some things, and then
Okay.
also besides all of this, I have to talk to you about the other thing tonight. But don't worry about that right now. Just I'm gonna figure my
The
stuff
thing you
out.
texted us about. Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Yeah.
talk to. Hey, listen. This isn't you. This is
Oh, I know.
me processing my stuff, and I'm working on it, and I'm trying to be better at it.
And
But
I
I
think she
want
just starts giggling a little bit. She's like, "Are we trading roles right now?"
I maybe.
Are we?
And he
Trading
kind of
roles.
he kind of loosens up and laughs a little bit.
He's like, "Okay, all right, I'll see. Actually, are you not gonna come to art then?"
I'll come to art. I just need
Okay.
to take a walk for a minute.
Okay. All right,
The
well,
minute he's out of sight, you turn around and Zhao is like right there, going, "He's got it bad. Oh my god."
What?
He has got like, what did you do to him? Did you mind control him? Did you?
What? No, like What are you talking about? And she's like grabbing her by the arm and like bringing, like starting to walk back with her.
But now she's
Zhao's
subconsciously
having
like,
none of
"Did
this.
I
She's
mind
keeping you
control
right
him?"
here. She goes, "No, seriously. Did you drug him? Is he? I mean, I'm assuming that whatever he was just doing was not what drew you in. He's not functional when you're around. I mean, I'm assuming he's better when you are. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to dress himself in the morning."
I mean, he was fine before he met me. I don't know, like, what you're talking about.
Yeah, you're the brain witch or something. You've melted that boy. Oh my god.
I think she just starts like giggling. She's like, "You're ridiculous. Let's go."
No, you sit. No, I'm leaving the other two together. They were talking. No, leave them, please.
I want to see the conversation between Caleb and Wrecker that's happening right now.
Yes.
Let's finish this one real quick.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
she's
sure.
like, no, I don't know. This is all new to me. You know this.
I mean, okay, yeah. He's cute, but he's like, he's got to inhale at some point, right?
Oh, I think it's just because Lucas is an old friend that kind of just came out of left field.
Old friend.
Honestly,
No.
old friend.
No. Those two have played tonsil hockey in the big leagues. Come on.
Okay, you could read people way too well. It's a little scary.
The tension, you could play that like guitar strings. What are you talking about?
He's working on it, and he's not used to it.
You need to start going to the gym or something and working out. Have you seen that boy?
Which one?
The Lucas. That's a lot to live up to.
We don't have the same.
No
opponents.
kidding.
Shut
Also, I didn't know if you had that accent, you could swing both ways. So that's kind of a new thing for me. I didn't realize that about.
Well, stop being so judgmental.
I mean, yeah, that's terrible. I know, I'm a terrible person.
You're learning.
We're breaking stereotypes out
Is
here.
is he with the?
What?
How's the hockey?
So. I think she like pinches her in the arm. She's like,
Ow, bitch!
I don't kiss and
What?
tell. I don't. We
Did you
haven't
sign
yet.
a contract and shake hands? What do you mean?
We haven't yet.
You don't get to. But he just said you were his girlfriend.
Yeah. Doesn't mean we're.
You
obligated to
anything?
do this.
Did you make each other friendship bracelets? Get
You
to
know-
work!
We already had dinner with the family though, so.
You are doing all of this, but are you married and you're just backing into everything else? You're doing all of it backwards!
Okay, so what is the right way then? Enlighten me.
What? You're supposed to. You go out like 3 or 4 times with all of your friends. You make out. You get in probably a lot of trouble with that. There's going to be several hickeys, and then you finally, after like denying it for several months, then you say you're dating. But then you don't still say boyfriend or girlfriend for at least another semester after that. It's very dysfunctional.
I don't like that.
But you could be kissing already.
Yeah, well, we just haven't found the time to kiss. Okay?
All right. I'll help.
What do you mean you
No,
help?
no, it's fine. It's fine. I'll help.
I don't like that at all.
Girl.
For so honest, Caleb needs to never find out that Zhao is willing to help because they will team up and they will not make your guys' life any better.
Oh, look, we're alone again. What a coincidence.
How can
No,
you help this?
I understand the cry of the chronically socially inept, and I am here for you.
How dare you?
I am like a superhero. You're probably the only one you know. So, I'm here for you, and I am gonna get my little tiara of princess power, and we are gonna make this thing happen.
That's so many different genres overlapping, but okay.
Two great houses brought together for
Great houses?
smooches.
What? You're just fantasy superhero magical girl like overlap is ridiculous.
Have you not been on AO3? Come on, it's fine.
No, what?
Nothing. She was and yeah, nobody will probably get that. She was referencing a.
I know what you're referencing.
She was referencing a fan fiction site.
Voice, you were on fire today. I don't know how you pull these characters out and just like become them so completely.
Have a
And I
rich,
think she's like,
have a rich
she's like,
fantasy life.
all right, so, and then that's when I guess we can start like closing the scene down. Mitsu's gonna be like, all right, how are we gonna do this? I'm not gonna say I'm gonna agree with you. I'm just curious what your thoughts are.
Have you do you have a date yet? Have you gone out on a date yet? Or is that only after you've like
yes.
had your first kid?
We Kind of. We went to the arcade. We skipped art class. That's when I missed biology. It's because
You're
I get
you are 12. All right. Do you
Arcade's a great day. Shut up.
Have you asked her out on? Have you asked him out yet? Are you going to go and do something?
He asked me out.
Was there wasn't kissing at the arcade? It's like dark and flashing lights. That's like half of it.
There was almost kissing.
Why was there not all kissing? More like actual kissing.
A kid bumped into us and spilled Slurpee on me.
Say that again.
A kid bumped into me and spilled a Slurpee on me.
Amazing.
That's the most interesting way you could have described running into a friend's dead mother.
Technically, it was what happened to the Aegis agent. And I think she's like, oh, I don't know if Joyce is still in range. No, wait a second. This is ridiculous, y'all.
I love Zhao. I have a new player goal, and that's to get Caleb and Zhao in the same room so that they can literally wingman for the both of you from both ends.
No!
I think that's
Hey!
a terrible idea, and I
Yeah,
want to make
so-
it happen.
Yeah, so
Yes!
I think she's like, yeah, kid spilled some slushy at me, but like, look, and like she's gonna actually pull out the little photo reel from the photo booth and like show her.
You guys are how is there not you? There's okay. First of all, you're adorable, and we need to make this happen, because that is seriously, you're like that. I mean, I would have kissed you in there. Look at that.
Show!
Not with tongue. Anyway, this is what is okay.
Yeah, and I think maybe we just end the scene there.
Yeah. We're gonna I got you. I got this. We got this. It's fine.
You don't need to get anything.
No, girl, you need help. That's where we're gonna stop.
We're gonna have an episode where we do Homecoming.
Our house party.
Absolutely. And I feel
I still think we need to do a house party. That would be an amazing episode.
let me tell you about the absolute disaster that was Homecoming at my daughter's, but we're gonna wait until the game's actually up. We're gonna end with Caleb and Lucas. After Zhao's like, okay, I'm gonna go find out what's going on with those two. Yes, sir.
But right after that, could I do like one short thing?
Yes.
Because I think that'll set up a good idea for the next episode.
Absolutely. So hey, you're like the giant fish and tentacles guy, right? You were the one doing that?
Yep.
Nice. So, are they always like that? The other two,
Silas and Mitzi?
Silas and her. Are they?
Normally Silas is quieter.
Do you think he's?
But
is he freaking out because I'm here?
yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
But that's actually something I need to ask you.
I love the blunt honesty here.
Okay.
So, you're not gonna try anything with Silas, right?
Not if he doesn't want me to.
Good answer. Even if he does want you to, I'm gonna respectfully ask that you not. Because they're my besties, and if one of their heart breaks, I'm gonna have to break somebody, and I don't want it to be anybody here. So, totally cool being friends. Like, you seem like a decent human being. I don't know you much other than some things happened. I don't really care. I just want them, if it's gonna crash and burn, let them crash and burn it. Stay out of it, please.
You know, I gotta say, I gotta respect the bad things will happen to you if you mess with my friends approach. That's That's pretty good.
I didn't say bad things would happen to you.
Don't wreck it by denying what you were saying.
That was good. That was a good one. I legitimately laugh at the Wreck-It joke.
Oh yeah, okay, that was funny. I didn't think about
It was
that.
pretty good.
That
was pretty good.
funny, yeah. That's fine. We'll get it over there at some point, not today. Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, there's a funny thing about that. The guy that trained Silas gave me that hammer before everything went sideways.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it because it was the only thing I think I've had that I haven't broken somehow. Like he got something strong enough to stand up to me. And it seems like Silas has got stuff like that with you guys, so that's pretty cool. I hope it's okay if I hang around a little bit.
Hey, I have a very simple thing, and it's just you want to be friends with all of us? Totally fair. Nothing wrong with being friends. I just don't want you to try and interfere with their relationship. Because I don't know what your history is. I don't know what it is. Okay?
If
your intention never was that, cool.
I'm not
then
sure.
I misspoke.
I'm not sure what his intention is. I would like you to roll a provoke to get him to promise something. To get him to promise one way or the other. Are you willing to dive in on that?
Sure. Let's fail this roll.
I was gonna say, what kind of?
I'm at a -4.
Oh my god!
It can't go worse than me punching him in the face.
Yes, it can. Yes, it can.
Oh, that's right. He would also punch you in the face, except he has superpowers.
Yes. See. All right. Let's provoke Lucas.
It could
watch this.
I'm very curious to see how it goes. It's funny. I have great respect for. I'm going to commit to saying this thing, even though it's going to come off awkward and powerless in the face of things, because I am a disaster teenager. Because I have absolutely heard teenagers lay down ultimatums like that when you're listening to them. Like, not only do I not take you seriously, but you sound ridiculous while you're saying it, and I don't think you even realize that you sound ridiculous. And that's absolutely how it could track. Who knows? Let's find out.
I'm breathing in. I'm breathing in positive energy to the dice.
Deep breath. Deep breath.
I'm gonna fail this, and it's gonna be great. Knew it.
Let me look at this. This is not me moving sideways on this, but I think there's some legitimate stuff that can happen in here. Silas and Mitzi can both spend team on this if they want to.
Oh, how do we support if that's the case?
Yeah. Now, Silas's part
is
easier because his own history. I just want to hear a little bit about the history that would make Lucas listen on this. That's mostly something that would kind of pull him towards something. You're probably not going to get a promise out of him, but you get something out of it. But what's Mitzi's... Like, how do you think... Let me ask this question. How do you think what did Lucas see you do when you guys were there at lunch that struck him positively, given what your impression of him and stuff is? Like what your impression of Lucas is personally, that you think would have struck him in a positive way that is going to put him in a light that he'll listen a little bit to Caleb. I think this is an assist through subconscious, like unconscious stuff that you did, is what I'm saying.
I think maybe not bringing up our superhero stuff like in public. Maybe I don't know. Hold on. The wording of that question is very like what did
you were
Mitzi
doing a
see
bunch of stuff
Lucas?
to try to like deal with Silas while he was clearly melting down, and I'm curious if any of that was like Lucas going, okay, she at least knows he's a disaster. And he may not be
Maybe,
that. It may not be as much about being impressed with you as feeling sorry for you. I don't know.
maybe he sees her reach out to grab his hand like as he's babbling.
Yeah, and this I think it was more like those squeezes, like when it was really getting bad, and you were like
Rein it in. Please rein it in.
um. What about you, Solace? What do you think is like the background there that makes him listen, or at least hear, not necessarily do what he's saying, but hear what he has to say?
I think it's the fact that before Mitzi, the only other person that Silas ever opened up to and was vulnerable with was him. And that after that happened was when he helped Voidwalker. And so he knows that like that probably didn't help Silas with like being vulnerable, that the only person he ever trusted like seemingly betrayed him. And so now he's like, well, he's opening up to this person more than I've seen him open up at all since he was with me. So obviously he cares about this girl, and as much as I still to some degree care for him, like I care for him enough to want him to, try and pursue being happy. And ultimately Wrecker probably knows he's still got some stuff to work on too, and that he's probably not the person that they're probably not going to be healthy for each other right now.
Okay. So you can actually kind of see Lucas get angry about what you're saying. Like then the way you're saying it and stuff like that. Like he's getting up and like telling me what to do. He goes, and he kind of like, you know what? I'm not going to say one way or the other because honestly, I can't control what Silas decides to do. If he decides that he's made a mistake and wants to go back, then I'm not going to tell him one way or the other. I don't know if I'm going to take him back. If he did decide that. I don't think it's for anybody else to say, but last place that we were both at, the same place, the only person that he had to talk to was me. And now he's got a little girl
Mitzi?
over there and yeah, Mitzi. And he's got you and that other weirdo. He's got some people. And that's probably a good thing. So obviously things have changed for him a little bit. I'm not saying I'm going to disappear. He may not want me to disappear. He may not realize he doesn't want me to disappear. Give a boy a chance to make some bad decisions sometimes. But I hear you, and I hear that he's got people that care. So
well,
I won't be I won't try to make it any worse than he decides he wants to make it.
You know what? I can't argue with if he's going to crash, let him crash on his own. Okay, I can deal with that. I can respect that. And I'll leave you alone about it from here on out.
No, you don't have to. I mean, I want to get to know all y'all.
Oh no,
Honestly,
we're still you're still coming to choir with me tomorrow. We need bases. I don't think you understand. That was not a joke. You're legitimately coming tomorrow morning.
All right. So
that's a thing that's happening.
He's you don't have influence over him, but you do have +1 forward against him on whatever your next thing with him is. So make a note in your notes that you've got +1 forward against Lucas the next time you've got to roll against Lucas, whatever that happens to be. Don't quite have influence over him yet, but it makes him stumble. He had like a pretty good thing going on there. Didn't quite get, but at least he's noticed that you guys are not a complete disaster.
I'm gonna pull out like one of the like baked goods that I made like for everybody that I meant to give everybody on lunch, but nobody was there, and be like, well, nobody else is gonna eat these. Here, and I just hand him a cupcake. Just be like,
that buttercream?
it is homemade
Hot damn. All right.
by me.
Really?
Yeah. Let me know what you think.
All right.
Now, choir, 7:30 in the morning tomorrow. Be there.
All right. I'll be there. Don't get all bossy. It'll be fine.
I have a feeling we're either never gonna get along or we're gonna get along great. There's no middle ground
What's
here.
the name of the guy that runs the choir?
Stevens.
All right, I gotta look him up tonight. Silas wants me to check on which ones in the which people in the school are actually working for Aegis.
That's literally the face that Caleb's making right now when he's like, I'm gonna look up this teacher that I just figured out has magical powers.
Amazing.
All right, and so yeah, listen, I got to get to the next thing, or they're gonna report me back to my parole officer. Hey,
You have to
do me a
report
favor,
back to him?
Don't tell a bunch of people that I got a parole officer person, because I already got a uphill here. So I don't need that too.
You have a what now? I don't know what you're talking about. I just met you. God.
All right.
I'm gonna get up and leave.
It's a long story. I'll tell you about it later. I gotta get going. That was the bell. All right. And then we're back over to the bus with bus. Are we at the bus with Silas?
Yeah.
All
So
right.
at the end of the day, it would be everyone meets up on the bus, and this will be a short thing, and we can use this as the sign off. But Silas brings everybody together and is like, look, these are the things I found today, and I don't know enough at this point to go on anything, but I think that Aegis knows something about whatever either your mom's interest is here or something that is affecting the school. And if we're to believe that the high school was one of your mother's prime targets, we need to do what we can to take proactive measures to keep her from doing whatever she's going to do. So, to that end, we need to figure out whatever Aegis knows and whatever Aegis is up to at the school. So, what I want to do, stay with me here, is I want us to break into Aegis headquarters and steal whatever files they have on it. Yes,
He's throwing horns.
No, that wasn't hard. That was me raising my hand. Just question. What?
And Pat, that's definitely where we're gonna stop. Hey, Silas, closer to the team, further away from the team, more into your image of yourself.
for sure, closer. Absolutely.
All right. Who?
I mean, it has to be Mitzi, right?
Has to be Mitzi. All right. You know the drill.
Okay.
Clear
Yeah,
a condition or mark potential, and Mitzi gets to work on your labels. Get that danger up.
Yeah, I'm thinking danger up and savior down.
Savior.
Interesting. All right.
She likes him being mundane. It's
Yeah,
nice.
he's good at that, isn't he?
Yeah. She needs a solid point when she's not. When she's not.
No, you need.
That's fair. And he definitely was not because of the role reversal, was definitely not the defender on this one. She
that's
definitely
fair.
was. So.
Yeah, everybody else, man, you were trying. It was terrible.
It's too bad.
Caleb.
This is why I don't talk very much.
Yeah.
Closer, further, same, self.
I feel like I had some really good moments with both Silas and Mitzi, like getting closer to the team. And then, assuming Perry gave me that vest, like that was kind of an honor. Like I definitely do feel closer to the team.
I think Perry probably hasn't given that to you yet, but go ahead.
Oh, he said he did. He gave it to me and then skipped out.
Oh, I see. Gotcha. All right. I missed that.
So, yeah, he wrote that in the chat and I was like, oh, all right, cool. So I definitely feel closer to the team. I think I'm gonna have to say probably Silas is who I feel closer to at this point because he gave me the hug, man. And he gave me the hug.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. You got to do that.
I just and like then I felt like I had to risk my neck by sticking it out in front of Wrecker, who could probably remove my head with a hand.
And I'm not sure.
Like-
Silas may have lost influence over your last session, so that may be a thing where you don't move. I can't remember.
I don't think he did because we talked about it and he was not going to use it.
Yeah, it's still listed there.
It's still listed there. Okay, so
Yeah,
then
no,
it's
he
just
didn't lose it.
it's a shift labels thing. And Mitzi.
I mean, closer?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Closer to Zhao. No, wait.
She's gonna be the death of Mitzi, I swear.
I love it.
It's gonna be Silas for sure. Like,
Zhao is a teenage. There's a person who talked me into my master's program, signing up for a master's program that was halfway across the country, that I had no business like trying to commute back and forth to every semester. Who talked me into it? That's how I imagine her as a teenager, and that so.
So for you, Mitzi, I'm actually going to push your savior up and your mundane down.
oh. Okay. Goodbye, +1 mundane.
Yeah, you can't be holding on to that for too long. And then for Caleb, I am going to push your. I think I'm gonna push your superior up, and I'm gonna bring your mundane down.
Got it.
That's awesome.
I just realized how much I provoke people and I don't like it.
And also just out of character, I thought that was a cool idea for where the story could go. If anybody thinks that's a terrible idea, you can say that and we can,
Oh, Mitzi
nix
will
that.
say it's a terrible idea.
But as players, are you interested in that?
I am
As a
intrigued,
player,
but also
I'm
like
very interested.
Yeah.
But Caleb,
I think a
his
heist
feelings are pretty
episode
there.
would be so much fun. Like
A what?
A heist episode.
Oh, a heist episode? Yeah, that'd be
would
fun.
be so much fun.
Yeah.
oh god, did Caleb tell Silas about Mitzi like disappearing for a second? Like just
No,
Oh no, it hasn't come up yet either.
yeah.
that's not my business. That's on you. Your powers are your own thing. I don't need to share them with anybody.
She's learning what she does, and apparently that's a new one.
Yeah.
Yeah, though. Like
I would also say that Silas probably added in that speech that a thing to Caleb where he was like, normally I would just go out and do this, but we talked about me getting better about talking with the team before I go off and do things. So that's why I'm bringing it to you, even though I don't really particularly want to. I'm working